Louder!
And it's time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
And what's up, Gorehounds? And welcome to a very special episode of the Gore N More podcast. I'm your not so mean, Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D. Bringing this shit show in, well, as you know. However, I can't do it alone. For with me, as always, are my beloved horror homies. Started off with that Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
We have the Duke of the Dead, Lord Scubacabra, the host with the ghost, the Dean of the Deceased, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
What's up? And I just noticed that Reggie Bannister totally liked my post about us reviewing this today.
No way.
Nice.
Yep. I was
Get him
looking
in the
right now.
Get him in the stream, dude. Just text
Dean
him
says-
right now.
It says Brody Kane. I know you can't see it, damn it. It says Brody Kane, Reggie Bannister, and 15 other people reacted to your photo.
Nice.
Badass. Love
Awesome.
it. Love it.
We
Beautiful.
have, let's switch you guys around here while we're doing this. We have that killing machine, that meat mountain, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Boy!
And the man from the stands, the dude coming in with all the horror quips every week, Just Gene.
That's me.
What's going on? Welcome, sir. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, by the way, on a
thank
very
you.
special episode. Today is our 250th fucking episode, boys.
We are getting old.
Yes, we are. That's okay. This movie's a little old too, so it kind of makes sense.
Hey, it's less than a year.
Yeah, right?
This is true.
Yeah. It's all relative, right? That is, if you're paying attention to the banner, we are talking 1979's Phantasm. But first, we're going to do what we always fucking do. But it's not on Scoobs this week because Scoobs has a little mini Scoob behind him that he cannot wake up. So, Bob, you going to take it?
Well, I'm not going to be able to scream it, but
No, man, do it. You know what? So before we do this, I was thinking, I'm like, bro, you could throw some different variations, man.
Yeah,
if
I
you
was
want to
thinking
do it, like if you, like, I was thinking, like, you could do it crooner style. You know what I mean? Do a little something different. Yeah, you know, like I was trying. You know, if you want to go, you want to go screamo metal, you could do that. Like,
well, I was just
do
I was
what
just gonna-
feels natural.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your slice of life.
There you go, Bobby.
Little opera there.
Fantastic. I liked it. All right. So, slice of life, Chad Daddy. How the fuck you been, buddy?
Oh, not too bad, you know. It was a decent week here weather-wise. It actually got pretty goddamn hot for a little bit. So I've been trying to stay indoors. Today we had an air quality advisory, so my ass did not leave this house at all, except to take the dog outside.
What was your quality level at? Do you remember?
I couldn't tell you right offhand.
Fuck, Chad. No.
Steph pays more attention to that. I just see air quality
Your
effects.
phone doesn't tell you that shit?
Not on the one app. We have just the regular AccuWeather app. You have to pull up something else, but I don't care.
Gotcha.
I have asthma. I ain't going outside. Fuck it.
Chad's
So-
scared of the crazies.
That's fair.
We all should be. But no, let's see what else. What all did I do? I don't think we did much this weekend. Yesterday we didn't do anything, Saturday we didn't do anything, and yesterday was Little Miss Harper's 6th birthday.
Ooh.
Of course, I've talked about
Happy
her several
birthday. Happy
Awesome.
birthday.
I've talked about her several times in here. You guys talked about her on Fatality because of her favorite character being Bob Rocca.
Wait, where is he? Right there.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
he's right there. So yeah, we just had to kind of played it low key, hung out here. My mother-in-law came down, we made her a cake, took her to the park and played. And yesterday, my fucking Facebook got hacked. So
Yeah, it did.
that. But don't worry, it me.
Yeah.
So that was a fun 2 hours trying to get my account unlocked and recovered, but I did finally get that back. And let's see, today, since you guys are all here, I was going to tell you before, I'll tell you what I got in the chat. since we're online, I got a call a couple hours ago, and I got that fucking job I interviewed for.
Yeah, dude. Hey, high five, brother.
There you go.
So I will be starting in 2 weeks. I will be building trains.
Really?
Nice.
What's your schedule like?
It's 4 tens a week. Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and then overtime on Fridays.
No shit, homie.
That's pretty good.
Alrighty.
That's
fantastic, brother.
Thanks.
Congratulations, bro.
I won't lose my time with you guys at all. Thank you all, everybody.
We would have moved some shit around, dude. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
way to work.
We would have made it. So,
yeah,
let's
bro.
see. Did anything else happen? I didn't watch any other interesting movies or do anything fun. So, yeah, that was it. Scuba Steve, what about you, brother?
I've been a dad all weekend, and I don't know if you can tell by the hair, but this pretty much describes my weekend. Yeah. So
He didn't comb it.
yeah, that's
Oh, you know
just
what? I need to throw the fucking chat up.
pretty much it. And then yesterday I had I didn't do anything all weekend, literally just being a dad all weekend. And then I worked the bar. Saturday I decided, you know what? I'm going to let loose. And it was a bad idea because I let loose a little bit too much and I died yesterday. And as proof,
really?
I still
You
have
died?
Pedialyte. I died. I still have
Oh.
Pedialyte.
Did you learn from the last time? Like, not even a month
Clearly.
ago?
No, I did not learn because I pushed it even harder.
Jesus, dude.
Yes. And I forgot that Mel was taking her boys back to
Uh-oh.
and this right here. So that's been my slice of life, Bobby.
Well, mine is I have not a dad yet, and I'm sure I will be down the line. I know I will be. But this weekend was a nice, mellow weekend for me and my girlfriend. She came to I Made Dinner Friday night, which some of you guys have seen. Uh-oh, what's up with my connection? Am I in the green over there, Johnny?
No, you're good.
I don't
I
see
see.
anybody's connection bar. I don't see yours or Chad's. I see Gene's.
Okay,
and
no, it's
mine.
like something popped up. Anyway,
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, that's weird.
so I made dinner Friday night for us. And then Saturday, my girlfriend and I were around. We literally went shopping and just chilled out, had dinner. And then we went out a little bit for Saturday night. I had that was for a second. And then Sunday was, we literally did nothing. It was shit rain here, so we did nothing. We chilled out. We watched this wonderful movie. And that was it. It was a nice chill weekend with my girlfriend and my mom and a couple of friends on Saturday night. That was literally it. And I got to watch this wonderful movie, which is one of my favorites, but we will get to that in a second. And so I'm going to go to the gentleman right here
Gene is
since he is
giddy with
brand new. So, Mr.
Yeah.
Gene, you're not here. You're a fan.
He's
I want to
so
hear your slice of
excited.
life is.
I love it.
He's
I
giddy.
love it. His face reminds me of when I was first on this show, and I fucking love it.
Take it away, homie. How you been, brother?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Mr. Gene.
All right, so this is like one of the funniest movies. So I saw this before I saw Evil Dead.
Gene, we're just talking about what you did. We'll get to the movie.
All right.
Nice
Yeah.
nice
How
delay.
was your weekend, homie? That's
Oh,
what
dude,
I
my
wanna
weekend
know.
is normal. I pick weeds. I plants. I make plants work. Shit like that. Like,
I thought
just
for a
water
second you
stuff.
were like, I pick up weed, and I'm like, oh.
No.
Me too.
Sorry, I'm like super excited about this one.
No, you're
Um,
fine, bro.
So what I did on my weekend was basically I try and make the place the perfect place. So I was just picking up weeds and stuff like that for mom because it's too impossible to say. Clean the house, do stuff like that.
Word.
Nothing fun. Watch Steelers training.
There you go.
I'm a Pittsburgh fan.
So obviously you're a huge fan of this movie. Did you watch this movie in prep, or did you like, I don't need to?
Twice.
Twice. There you go, homie. Yeah, you're like, double down. Nice, dude. For sure. Hell yeah, man.
Just because, like, it's hard to explain the first movie without, and I was talking to Chad about it, it's really hard to explain this first movie without the other four after. So, Chad told me to focus on the first one, so.
Yeah, like So I gotta say, man, like I've never seen any of them besides only the first one, so I can only judge
Oh
it
my
on that
God.
aspect. So
I've only seen up to 4. I haven't seen Ravager.
Ravager's
I've
so
seen-
good.
I've seen the 4, obviously.
I think almost all of them, but number 2 are on Tubi for some reason. So I'm assuming that must be a licensing thing or something.
Yeah, two's a licensing.
Because 2 isn't 2 still owned by Universal or something?
Correct. You can
Okay.
still get it, but
Yeah, I'm sure it's streamed somewhere else, but it just sucks when they're not all in one. Like they're almost all there, but for real. Well, hell yeah, dude. Sounds fun.
my weekend was good. Like church, all that stuff, blah blah blah. You know, life is
Awesome.
flowers.
There
So,
you go, huh?
so were you up there teaching? Because you got that Jesus thing going with the long hair now, buddy.
No, dude, I just don't want to cut my hair anymore.
I feel you, man. I hear that.
It's
You
too
are way
expensive.
ahead of me, though.
I can just picture Gene walking into the church just wearing a white robe, and everybody's like, "Holy shit, he's back!"
No.
That's a South Park episode.
You know, my hair probably would have been about that long had I not cut it right before Steel City Con when I met you boys.
Damn.
Oh, you went to Steel City.
I did.
Oh,
that
that's
was a good
awesome.
one,
That was in 21. I can't believe that was 2 years ago already.
It's crazy.
right? I know, dude. This lineup for August is fucking insane.
Yes, it is.
And
Like-
they just said yesterday because of the Screen Actors Guild strike, they have more people reaching out to them wanting to show up. So they were
Yeah, man. That's how Monster Mania said the same thing.
Dude,
They were like,
they were supposed to drop another huge name, I think, tomorrow.
I
mean,
think they're still
Is
going.
it today or tomorrow? And what really sucks is the pre-sale discount for the tickets expired yesterday.
ooh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, though, in this time of that going on, it's one of the best, like, side gigs that they can make money off of, for sure. So
Yes.
As long as they're not promoting any new shit
they
coming up.
can't talk about it, promote it, even fuck. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's
What is
interesting.
your- What is your base fandom on that? Like, when I go to a con, if I go to a con, do you walk up to the guy that's selling pictures for $20, or do you go talk to the person that you want to talk to? This is why I love and hate cons, because I feel like some of them are drug into it. Meaning,
Yeah, well, there's probably some people that have never really done the con circuit, so they might be a little like green. They don't know how to really like deal with it, and then you could tell the other people who literally like that's their shtick right now. You know what I mean? So they know how to ride it. They know how to, especially if it's a place they've come to multiple times.
Yeah.
Like it's a repeat business. Like you know how to set. You know how the setup's going to be. You know what to expect. But I've seen it both ways. Me
Yeah.
personally, I'm not one to go for the actors. I go for the fucking vendors, man. I want to see all the cool artwork and the cool T-shirts and all that other shit. And every once in a while, I might catch a fucking like actor if they, like Keith David's coming to Monster Mania, so I'm like, ooh,
Keith
all right,
David.
Keith David's one. I'm gonna have sex with them, man. Saints Row 4 reference if anybody gets that.
Everyone gets it. I hope. they do.
Fucking A, man. But all right, so I'll fucking get this shindig on. I didn't do shit this weekend, so I'm gonna keep it short and fucking sweet. I was hot as fuck, so I basked in my pool and it was awesome. And I thought of all my friends and family that are at the huge car show, just sweating their asses off. I was like, nope. I'm just-
All that asphalt.
Oh my god, dude! Like,
Nice
and it's a
sweating.
great car show, dude. It's Syracuse Nationals, but
What kind of car show? Classic or
everything.
okay?
And it's even to like the crazy, like almost like event status where they had fucking like they had celebrities there this year. I was like, what? Like Mick Foley was there. I was like,
At a car show?
yeah,
Nice.
it's a big fucking car show, dude. It's the State Fair style car show, so it's fucking it's a 4-day event. It's ridiculous.
Best car you saw?
Oh, I didn't go. Like I said, I was floating in my pool all day.
Oh,
Because it was hot as fuck. And I was just thinking of my family and friends who were there sweating their ass off. Where I was just like, nope, I am just chilling on my fucking float, doing my thing. What the fuck? Oh, and then I worked some overtime just because, banked some money from Monster Mania. It's only 3 fucking weeks away.
Yeah, I have
Fucking
Jack
man.
Slater all ready for it, man.
Nice, dude. I'm not doing anything new. I'm just bringing what I got. And then, then I watched this fucking movie. Oh, no. You know what? I did get to finally try the new Mario Kart tracks. They're fucking awesome.
Dude, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
Well,
So that made me very happy. What's those?
I was gonna say Mario Kart makes me laugh.
Oh,
That's
dude.
the one game that you can beat your kids in.
Yeah.
When you have the red shell, and you're just like, oh, you're
Right.
screwed.
I beat my kid in anything though, dude. Like even in fighters, like I don't hold back.
Oh,
I'm like, no, man, she's not going to learn. That's the
I
only
did that with
way
Damien.
to learn.
I did that with Damien. I never held back.
Hey, I just want to say what Brody Kane just said over here in the chat is exactly what Gene said to me on the phone like an hour ago.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yes.
Or no. Sorry, Gene said Reggie was, not Angus.
From 3
Tall
Days
Man
of
was
Fun.
freaky.
Which one? I'm looking at it.
Please forgot to add in my review how much of a sexual predator Angus Scrim is in this movie.
Oh, dude, he's totally a child predator.
All right. No, we'll get to that. But no, Mario Kart tracks were super fucking solid. There is a few of them from like the Wii, a couple of new ones, and a couple from like Grand Tour, all that bullshit. And then I watched this movie, which I haven't probably watched in nearly at least a decade, I want to say. And we will hop into that right now. So whose pick is this?
I think
Scoobs.
this was mine. Yes,
Scoobs.
but if Gene has the notes and he would like to read the
You
plot
got show
rundown,
notes, Gene?
No, I want you to go first, and I'll feed off of your notes because
He does have show notes.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So, released March
We continue
28th,
sharing.
1979, the residents of a small town have begun dying under strange circumstances, leading young Mike to investigate. After discovering that the tall man, the town's mortician, is killing and reanimating the dead as misshapen zombies, Mike seeks help from his older brother Jody
Jawas.
and local ice cream man Reggie.
I'll get into that.
Working together, they try to lure out and kill the tall man, all while avoiding his minions and a deadly silver sphere.
I want to call a timeout. Real quick, just because you have no idea how hard it is to find a relatively accurate description of the plot line of this movie, because it's not as simple as that.
Yeah, it's not.
And
It's really not, because there's so much more that could have been added to that needs to be added to that to give the proper description of this film. Because
exactly.
this film is not just one of those straightforward horror flicks that you watch. There's a lot of shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
And even more shit going on towards the end that you're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Go
Hello,
ahead, Gene.
left field.
I was gonna say, like, this is one that I think defines, like, the multiverse in Marvel. This brings all, like, horror, suspense, like, everything all together all at once. You get it in that first scene.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it is unreal. This is why I love this movie, and I love Coscarelli's direction of this film.
Yeah.
But it's weird
Directed
because
by...
Go ahead. I'm just laughing at Brody's plot rundown.
I know he's
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to throw that up there because that's pretty much
Brody says a tall man creates midget zombies and rapes men in alternate
exactly
reality.
Not wrong.
like it's so bad.
You're not
Puts him in
wrong.
canisters,
All while
throws him
chasing
in
a
mortuary.
child.
One facing a child. Okay, continue on.
All right, directed by Don Coscarelli, the Beastmaster, which I love. Bubba Hotep, another movie I love. Written by Don Coscarelli, Survival Quest, John Dies at the End. Produced by D.A. Coscarelli, Kenny and Company, John Dies at the End. Bobby, hit us with those names.
Starring Angus Scrim, Chopping Man, subspecies as the Tall Man. A. Michael Baldwin, Vice Girls, Filet as Mike Pearson. Bill Thornberry, Secrets of Midland Heights, The Lost Empire as Jody Pearson. The good old Reggie Bannister, who represents this franchise to so many
From beginning
ways.
to end, too.
Literally. Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, Annihilation, Bubba Hotep as Reggie. Kathy Lester, Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. That's a good one. Phantasm, Ravager as the Lady in Lavender. Bill Cohn as Tommy. Mary Ellen Shaw as the fortune teller. Terry Calvus as the fortune teller's granddaughter. Lynn Eastman, Knight of the Demon, Project X as Sal. Total body count? We don't have one.
I do. I left it blank because it's a little ambiguous, because officially it says 5, but if you count the whole movie as the dream sequence that it's presented as, you only get 1, and that's Mike off screen.
Chad, you're going too deep into that. To me, there's only like 1 kill in that movie.
Well, we get to that.
Yeah.
Mike or Jody?
Which one?
Jody.
Chad, because Chad said Mike.
Oh, sorry, Jody.
Jody,
sorry.
yeah.
I always get the brothers confused. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
because Jody sounds like a younger kid name, and Mike the older brother. I get it, dude.
Yeah.
So Chad, take it away.
Okay, so music by Fred Myro, Soylent Green, It's Made Out of People, Hour of the Assassin, cinematography by Don Coscarelli, Jim, the World's Greatest, and Kenny and Company, edited by Don Coscarelli. This guy did everything in this movie. Survival Quest, John dies at the end. Effects and makeup by Paul Pepperman, distributed by Avco Embassy Pictures, runtime of 89 minutes, rated R. Budget was only $300,000, and it grossed. Okay, so I've read this in different numbers and different websites about how much it grossed. Wikipedia says it grossed $22 million, and Box Office Mojo, which is a more accurate tallying of actual gross, gave it $11.9 million. But either way, this is a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big time hit.
And that's 1979 money.
Yeah.
You said 300,000?
Budget was $300,000. Yep.
Damn.
Well,
they spent most of it on that car.
Yeah, they did.
No, they. So here's like a funny fact, and maybe Chad has it. They borrowed that car.
Yes, they did.
Dude, they borrowed everything.
It was all.
They filmed this on weekends, and Coscarelli would rent the camera equipment on a Friday night, and because he would only get charged for one day, and he would have it for the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Which I don't know about you guys, but that's how I used to rent videos.
Yeah.
So
back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is my jam. Like, everything in that is super low budget. And so I was talking to Chad earlier about this, and I was like, which one came out first? So Chad said, this is 79. 77 was what, Chad?
Halloween.
Okay.
And Friday the 13th was 80.
So put those all together. Low budget horror at its finest. But slasher film versus like modern day, like that sci-fi, that in between.
Yeah, again, that's what this is. This is like kind of it's very in between, because it's not a slasher. No, it's not really a thriller. Like it's like
it's suspenseful, supernatural, sci-fi kind of.
But is it really supernatural? Because once you get to the end, you're like, okay, well then it really doesn't meet the supernatural aspect anymore, because you find out that whatever dimension or planet or wherever they're going to, they're compressing the bodies and creating this miniature version of whatever the being is. But is it, and like I said, without watching the other ones, it's hard to get into the specifics of everything that's going on.
Well, I think to a small degree, there's a little bit of supernatural things, not the whole thing.
Because, I think it's supernatural, like the reanimating of the corpses would kind of bend into the supernatural a little.
I also think the tall man, even though, again, we learn later, I still think he has supernatural elements.
Mm-hmm.
But as we know, he's not. But what makes it very supernatural, I think, towards the end is, well, if that was all a dream, so the tall man's real at the end. So that's that. I think that's where the supernatural is probably like, oh, it is, but is it really? Or did he exist this whole time? And, so as we learn later, he did. But you know what I mean? I don't know that. Richard said here, he can shapeshift. So I think it's got the supernatural elements.
Not only can shapeshift, man, he is limber as fuck, dude. Somehow he's fucking dudes with his legs bending back 90 degrees this way, but his torso's up fucking this way in a complete night. Like, what the fuck is that, bro?
She's an acrobat.
I guess so.
I can talk.
I
about
never
this
had
movie.
that ever. Oh.
I can talk about this movie for like and on beyond.
Okay, so this I don't think this is anybody's first time watching it, is it?
No.
Can anyone? Okay, me and Jim were talking about this. I can distinctly remember the first time I saw this, and like I told him, this was probably a couple months after my 12th birthday, and I remember because it was in transition part because I was living with my dad when I turned 12, and then we were in the middle of moving and finding another place, and this is when we were staying with my mother's boyfriend at the time, and I just like a Friday night, my mom came home. She's like, "Here, we rented you this scary movie." She's like, "I don't know what it is, but it looked good." And it was Phantasm. It stuck with me ever since. Like, I can distinctly remember the first time I saw it. Being 12, and the movie opens up, and one of the first things you see is this nice pair of titties. So that definitely sticks with you, being 12 years old.
This was another one that I have just great memories watching because of my dad. First time I ever watched it was with my dad, and I was young. Had no business watching this fucking movie, but this was one of those ones where, hey, your mom's not here, you want to watch a scary movie? And I said, yup, let's do it. And I was hooked, and we watched part 2 and just kept going, and and like I said, there's movies that we watch where I don't care how horrible anybody thinks the movie is. If it hits a soft spot for me, it's got that soft spot. And this is definitely one of those flicks that not everybody appreciates, which is fine. But it hits me in that nostalgia of just sitting there on the couch with my dad, watching an old school horror movie on the VCR that we rented from Hollywood Video.
I think
That's awesome.
that's gnarly.
Honestly, I don't remember because I never really cared for this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was kind of boring to me, honestly, and I thought it was kind of like weirdly edited, like where I know it wasn't trying to make sense, but because like I just was like, I don't know, man. Maybe
Which
just
is
because
fair.
it was like me with the times. I like things about it. I will definitely give kudos to where like things should go. Tall Man's cool. Phantasm Worm's great because literally they just turned that into a weapon in Turok 2, which was my favorite fucking weapon there. But Cerebral Bore, I think it was called. And dude, Cerebral Bore was literally
and
this fucking orb,
and
you would
64.
I remember the
throw
first
it,
one.
And
it would track onto their
weapon.
head, and it would go from behind, dude, and just fucking shoot through their head.
It's the end all
It was
be
the
all.
coolest fucking weapon ever.
That's lucky.
Literally,
It is.
no weapon has ever touched that in a first-person shooter since, in my personal opinion.
No, because
I'll stand
everyone
on that.
like you could hear the cerebral.
Dude, it was so
come out.
gross sounding, and you just see like blood just
Every
like all out of
player
these dinosaur heads.
When the
dude, and
four
shit.
player would just run away. You're like trying
Yeah,
to
because
run
they did
away.
have multiplayer in that, dude. I was always the asshole who was like, I'm gonna be the Velociraptor. Fuck guns, dude. I don't need speed.
That's
No,
a
so-
good quote, dude. I
Yeah, right.
love that.
So, like, I mean, like, there was, like I said, there was cool things about this movie. Unfortunately, the first time I saw it, I did not see titties because I saw this on, like, USA or something. Like, that was...
Oh,
growing up
it's
as a
on-
kid, I didn't get to see a lot of unedited shit. So
It's
I
on-
kind of...
It's on Freebie, dude.
No. But I'm saying, like, for first time seeing it, man. Like, when I... you know,
Okay,
this is
okay.
growing up in the 90s. So unless, like, Sci-Fi Channel or USA or, like, TBS was fucking throwing that shit on. Or,
But
like...
by the way, I'm gonna have to break your hearts once again.
No, don't say it yet.
There's a
Don't
Don't
stunt
say it
titty.
yet.
It's a body
titties.
double.
Damn
It's a body double.
Oh, I figured it's that much.
Dude,
I figured... You telling me those aren't tall man titties? What? Damn it, dude.
No, it wasn't.
Best
It was
part
not
of
the
the
actors.
movie.
They're stunt titties.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I feel
Explain it, Chad, because I brought it up to you. Like, I was like, that was one of my first, because that's the intro to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they're stunt titties.
Fucking right, I do, Joe. Sometimes you just gotta shit on some shit.
I love.
Chad has to read this one because it's fucking hilarious.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Well,
Are you talking about the
first one
legs?
I actually
Wait.
What are you Which one? Which part are you talking about?
Who, me?
Yeah.
The stunt titties. They are the fucking best part of that movie. That is
Yes,
the
Brody.
most hilarious. The girl was gorgeous, but she wouldn't expose her breasts.
Yeah,
They got another girl in there to
And
show
then-
her tits.
and then the guy playing Tommy, wasn't comfortable showing his ass, and they weren't comfortable doing this scene together. So, if I'm not mistaken, is the scene Mike and Reggie, like when you see their legs?
Mike and Reggie.
I
No.
know it's two of the guys. It's two guys. I know that. It might be. I'll check my notes. I didn't. But yeah, it's
It's beyond bizarre.
All right.
Well, real quick question for you guys. Do you guys remember anything called Boogeymen, the Killer compilation?
I do.
Yes.
That's where I first saw a clip of this movie because when I was a kid, I couldn't have these, but I had that DVD. So the first scene I ever saw of this movie was when Mike's in the funeral home and he's walking around and that guy gets nailed with the spear. And then friggin' he gets attacked by it, and then the tall man chases him. That was the reason why I bought this movie, was from that Killer compilation.
Nice.
And then I first saw it, and I'm like, oh, I enjoyed the hell out of this. And it was just so much more dark than what that scene was. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I still do today.
This movie, it still has this creep factor for me, because the one thing that freaks me out, like, even though I do paranormal investigations and all that stuff, I've been in damn abandoned funeral homes. I've gone to cemeteries. Death freaks me out, and it's because of this movie that it freaks me out. Funeral homes that look old like this, cemeteries that look old like the cemetery in here, freak me the fuck out, because I know this is reality. But when I'm out there with my EMF reader, I'm still afraid that I'm going to fucking turn around and the tall man's going to be standing behind me, grab him by the shoulder and go,
Lanky ass legs.
Yes. But
Funeral is about to begin.
It creeped me out. This movie creeped me out so bad. So fucking bad that I remember that when the very first time that my mom's dad came down, my grandfather, he came down to visit. He brought my aunt, my uncle, and my uncle was my age. My aunt was a little bit older. She was like 15 or 16, and I was probably about, I don't know, 8 or 9 at the time. And we watched this movie again, which I had already seen before, but for some reason it just stuck in my head. And I'm laying on the couch with my aunt, and I shit you not, one of those little brown bastards, cloaked motherfuckers, was on the couch.
The Jawa?
The little Jawa was on the couch, put his little feet up against my feet, and we had like a pushing like competition on the couch. Dude, I remember that. Like, I can close my eyes. I can feel laying on the damn leather couch. Like, it happened. This fucking movie fucked me in the head for a long time. And the music in this film too is just so creepy,
so eerie.
And did you notice that the main theme was in
the bar?
In the bar.
Yeah, I did.
It was in the song in the bar.
Yeah, it was like a disco version of it. Kinda.
Yeah, like a disco version of the fucking Phantasm theme.
Well, they had one song to repeat.
Yeah.
And it was one song, so they just did it. And this is what makes me, you guys gotta, I'll maybe put a link in the chat, the DJ Shadow version of it is so sick, and I used to play it all the time.
Yeah.
When I went, like, it was on the jukebox. I loved it. It was hilarious. But yeah.
Honestly, I feel like the score hit most of the time, except for the one time where the tall man grabbed the dude and was like yanking him out of the house. For some reason, it went weird, like giallo style, like over the top. Didn't make sense. Didn't fit with the scene at all.
The funny thing about the music, the main theme, and this is it's in my notes, so I can say it now, and I'll skip it later. But that was originally only supposed to play at the beginning of the movie and the very end. But Coscarelli liked it so much, he had it play throughout the entire movie,
which I think was a good play. I mean, like I said, it's a creepy theme, and it adds to that just creep factor that the tall man has. Because if you think about it, I mean, funeral homes are creepy. That whole, we don't know what goes on in funeral homes, you know. And as a kid, your mind goes crazy. And I remember going to funerals when I was a kid, thinking the tall man's in the back. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, this I don't know, man. There's just, so many things in this flick, and like, granted, some parts it's slow, some parts make absolutely no fucking sense.
Oh yes,
But
Sally
I
and the
just-
fortune teller.
the fortune teller, like, I didn't get that.
I wanted more of that. Honestly,
yeah.
But I took it as, if this power can exist with the tall man, why couldn't this lady have?
bro, she has
actual
disappearing
powers?
boxes and that's taking money and shit.
Yeah.
And she knows
Yeah.
It's
like-
free money, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, clearly, either
if
she's not in on it because I doubt she sacrificed her granddaughter.
yeah,
But
But grandma can't wheel herself around at that point.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm listen, man. If, like Stu said, if this interdimensional shit can exist, then why can't this mysticism as well, dude? Like, I'm all for
Yeah.
it.
She really didn't
This is-
sacrifice her daughter, though. Her daughter did get away.
it's true.
Well,
Because
yeah.
Reggie says he found them and he opened up a window and they ran off like rabbits.
All right.
No,
so-
that wasn't the fortune teller's daughter or granddaughter. That wasn't her. Those are the two people that were in the buggy when they were driving Mike back to the house.
No,
Yeah, but he said a bunch of girls. I figured it was all
Yeah.
of them.
That's what
I
I thought.
figured,
Reggie was
I
already
figured
get-
she died because you heard her scream from
Did we,
the
though?
funeral home. Yes, we did.
so,
In that
We just heard her
sequence,
scream. We don't know what happened to her. I'm assuming she was one of those girls.
Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna jump right to the fucking bullshit. When the fuck is this supposed crash, dude? Did we get any alluding to this at all?
No, it doesn't.
That's
tell
what
you
I
when the
don't
crash
fucking
is.
like.
So
There's no alluding to it. There should be something.
Well, but here's the thing: the crash. If you look at the gravestone, the crash says, or you see Jody's headstone, says he died in 1978.
right.
so-
1979.
Yeah, but is it supposed to be 79 or was it just released in 79?
It was just released in 79, basically.
Right. So I don't take it as that. I take it
Okay.
as this is the year as is, and it supposedly just happened. But usually something along this line, there's something at least minute in the beginning to be alluding that an accident happened. You know
Okay,
what I
but
mean?
Just if you think about it like this, like the whole movie is basically Mike dreaming, and it's just his way of coping with the trauma of losing his brother. But then just like the tall man actually just happens to exist. I don't know.
I
and
mean,
this
like,
is-
I get the dream for like a thing at the end, especially like that's like a Looney Tunes device plot hole of like we're gonna capture him in a fucking well with a fucking rock. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's Wile E.
was-
Coyote shit.
That's
right,
never
going
made
on
any.
there.
How did he throw? How did he move that giant ass fucking boulder by
Because
himself?
he's dreaming, obviously, at that fucking point. That's why we get the fucking like Rocky Flex up at the top. And like,
So Richard says he was thinking alternate timeline. The other movies do add to it, so it's
Stop.
hard.
you have
It's
to
tough.
stop.
but you cannot
you
bring
can't-
the
you
other
can't bring
movies
them up.
into it. Yeah.
You can't. But and that's what's hard about this film series is you can't like I could answer your questions. I'm sure Gene could answer your questions right now, but because we're strictly talking about this one, it's hard to tell you
I know.
what makes sense or to make it make sense for you because you haven't seen the other ones and we're not
Right.
talking about
Like,
the
I
other
shouldn't
ones.
have to watch a second one in order for this first one to continually, like,
But
actually
so-
make sense.
So since we're just on the first one, the alternate ending would be the ending that made the more sense if you really wanted to go with the fact of how this should end, which I'm sure is in Chad's notes. The alternate ending would make the most sense.
Which was. Can
Well,
we discuss that?
we'll get
Go ahead,
when
Go ahead and bring it up. Go ahead.
well, as far as I know, and if I'm remembering, I haven't watched that ending in a while, but I know it was the tall man confronted Jody and Mike in the funeral home. And didn't he get
Okay.
shot, or was it like he shot him or something? It was something he did to like. It was like something like that. It's been a while since I've watched it, so you might have to bring that up in your.
What is it, Gene? Do you know what it is?
You know what it is?
No,
'Cause it's
it-
been a minute.
That wasn't the ending. The ending is kind of like so that scene where Jody pulls up the shotgun and Mike's in the background. That was the ending. No, that wasn't the original ending. Phantasm. Jeez. The original ending was Mike just gets away with it.
Yeah, I don't think
All his
there-
family is dead. Reggie goes on.
I think the ending we saw is basically the original ending. Is
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
I know the
Mike
original
gets
cut was
away
like
with
3
it.
hours long, and a lot of what they cut out of it ended up in 4.
Yeah, so you have to watch a couple spools.
So
of it.
wait, is is Jody dead at the end of the original one still, or no?
We can't talk about that. This is
Why?
Phantasm 1.
That's what I'm talking about. What are we talking? You guys said the original ending. What is it though? Like I feel like you didn't really say it.
Well, he just wakes up from a dream. That's the OG ending.
So that's what we already got though.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it.
But so it's
So
not
now
the
I'm
tall
thinking
man
of something
coming
else.
at him at the end. Like what? I'm missing.
Okay, what
am
it
I
is?
missing
Okay,
here?
here it is right here. It says, where is it? The second scene had Mike and Jody run into the tall man in the funeral home. Jody shoots the tall man several times with a shotgun, but it has no effect on him. He then knocks Mike onto the floor and picks up Jody by the neck with one hand. Mike sees a fire extinguisher and remembers when the tall man reacted badly when he passed by Reggie's ice cream truck with its refrigerator open. Mike realizes the tall man can be hurt by the cold, so he takes out the fire extinguisher and blasts the tall man with it as he's about to kill Jody. The tall man withers in pain. Suddenly he screams and his head explodes, splattering yellow blood all over the walls. That was the
That's fucking
alternate
awesome.
ending. That's the alternate
That's what I was
ending.
gonna say. I'm like, I know it was
But
something
that's-
with him.
But that's the middle part of the movie.
I
Like,
don't think
I don't know
the
if you guys watched the remastered one.
Whatever
the
one was
middle
on
part.
Tubi, and I'm pretty sure it was because it was produced by Bad
Mine
Robot.
was
Yep,
remastered.
so-
The version
Same,
I have in
yeah.
here was remastered.
I think that's the only one
I
that's
have
on
it.
any streaming. So
It's on Freevee right now. If you
Like I
want
said,
to
that's-
watch it.
yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, I just don't like how the ending to me feels like a weird write up of like just. I know what you guys say is but homie, you gotta remember, I have not seen the sequel, so you cannot bring that into it. So I'm just saying, like, it seems kind of like a bullshit pull off of like, oh, this actually your brother was dead, and this didn't really kind of happen, but ooh, did it? Like last surprise? I don't know.
Or did it?
Or is Jody Mike? Are they the same person, younger and older?
I don't think.
I will say,
I know that's a hard pull, but
I will say there was one scene in particular I kind of liked, and it was more the aesthetic of the scene. And that was after the ghost hearse got taken out. And then they came back up to inspect it. I'm like, yo, man, I'm pretty sure this is literally this spot is where they got the whole concept of supernatural. And I'm not apparently wrong off that because the
Dude,
wife went down a
that's
rabbit
actually
hole.
a
The wife went down a rabbit hole, and apparently Phantasm 2 is where supernatural actually kind of spawned from. And I was like,
Dude.
oh, that's kind of cool. But
If you got
This
if you got a
also
badass
spawned-
car,
This
and a
movie
couple
also spawned
shotguns.
a Star Wars character,
Yeah, Captain Phasma.
Captain Phasma.
oh yeah, that too.
Yep.
But no, I'm just saying that scene. You got the hearse knocked over. The way it was lighted, the way it was lit up with their car coming in with the headlights, and you had all the smoke and shit. And you just you got one of them rocking a leather jacket, carrying a shotgun, and the other one with long frivolous hair and a fucking jean jacket. I'm like, this is fucking Sammy and Dean, bro, from the 70s. What the fuck, man? This is straight up it. And I wanted that. I wanted more of that. I was like, yeah, dude. And I like the whole like that they kept lock and loading, man. Like I do respect it. And I was like, yo, man, these brothers kept that shit on down, dude. Like,
Well,
fuck
Dude,
this
I
shit.
absolutely loved the conversation between Mike and Jody when he's telling him you don't point a man unless you plan to point a weapon at a man unless you plan on pulling the trigger.
He's
Don't
cocking-
pull, he's like, don't pull
cocking
the
the
trigger unless
gun.
you plan on killing him.
Fucking right, dude. That is proper gun control right there.
It is.
And my wife was questioning why he was sleeping on the stairs. I'm like, because it makes the most sense for when he's going to catch him when he wakes up. He's going to have to see him. You know what I mean? Like step over him. So
dude.
yeah, see, Rich is down. It is just gun safety, 100%. No, I'm not going to say this movie was bad. Like I don't hate it. It just didn't like. I wasn't like overly excited by it or anything. Like by the end, I was definitely like dozing off a little bit.
That's
But
fine.
there's definite things like, yo, man, as a kid, it never spawned on me that like tall man picking up a coffin was fucking anything because when you're a kid, you have really no idea
You don't know how much they weigh.
until you're an adult and you're like, oh, well, fuck me, dude.
Yeah.
No.
That was definitely one of the creepiest scenes for me because it's like, you're picking up a coffin. How? Right?
With fucking Seth Rogen from 1979 in it. And, no, not Dirty Randy with that sweet stash. Oh, man. So, all right, if it was all a pipe dream, so did anybody die? Like, did the guy in the beginning who was getting fucked, did he die? Like,
Well, here's the question. This is why I love this movie. Like, no doubt. Chad will speak to this to me. I fucking thought this movie was fantastic. Phantasmagoria, whatever.
Phantasmic.
I think, you know, it's a budget film. It's a B film. Acting was, like, kind of cool. You know, I think
For the
the
most
characters play out very well. But the storyline was something that I've never been, I don't know, exposed to before. And so when I saw this movie, it is one of my favorites. Night of the Living Dead style. You know what I mean? It's like one of the ones that you see once in a lifetime where you're just like, holy crap, this is cool.
So I will say, I did not take. Sorry, this is a random thought, but what you were talking about earlier. I didn't take it as him getting affected in a bad way when he walked by Reggie's cooler. Was that supposed to? It seemed like he was more huffing it in, like he liked it.
But when Mike goes into the portal at the end, he's like, it's very hot down there. And they pull him out by his back feet. And so, again, without getting into sequels and stuff like that, it's very hot down there. So he's used to the hot.
Brody, not wrong, dude. This movie was definitely a trip and a fucking half. just in the fucking mausoleum alone, man. That fucking, like, first of all, I don't know who the fuck would want to be buried in that gaudy ass fucking shit. I know it exists, and it's fucking bougie as fuck, dude. It's like, that is, I don't know.
He's saying bougie like it's cool to be buried in there. Like, I've been into them. I think.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, just the decor, like that weird,
names,
like, tiger stripe shit, dude. Like, what the fuck is that?
Some of my friends have been in mausoleums just for fun. You just, like, laying there with the dead. Like, it's a really weird thing to say, but sorry, one of them is part of this.
It's all good, dude. Whatever, man. People do stupid shit when they're growing up. As long as you ain't trying to fuck in a graveyard, man. I might have some questions on you on that one.
Hey! One can dream.
I have parked in a graveyard.
Yeah,
not outside the car, but inside the car.
You wonder, Scoobs, why fucking shit follows you home and haunts your ass, dude. You're fucking on people's graves, bro.
It wasn't on the grave.
I don't give a shit,
It's
dude.
on hollow ground. It counts.
It was in the mausoleum.
now you're mixing up Highlander.
I don't know, man.
I'm just telling you, this is the best movie ever made, best franchise.
That is a hot take, sir.
No, super hot take. Because, like,
It's definitely one of the most confusing, even with some of the other things in the other movies, for sure.
Oh yeah, once you get to Ravager, you're like, what in the fuck is going on now?
I need to go back and watch all of these again.
So the point being is, like, there is no future, no. Dude, he brought up Ravager. I'm not gonna get into it.
All right, so wait. Brody asked, "How come the tall man's right-hand man isn't dead? He's normal when the red blood comes out of the sphere. So why would?"
Oh, the first one in the first kill.
Yeah,
the only kill in that movie.
I just figured, like, I mean, he does seem like
he probably hadn't transformed him yet. He still has the power to raise the dead. He just probably hadn't fully embalmed him and everything yet.
Yeah, but the caretaker, he wasn't entirely fully human, because you notice, like, the dark circles on his eye. And he was, like, really pasty. So he was something not quite entirely.
He was like a ghoul almost, or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right.
And he pisses his pants.
He did.
Yeah, he fucking does, dude. All I could think of was the Cartman thing. Is like, shit his pants, dude. I was just waiting for it.
You know what the weird part is the ratings board gave them shit for the piss, not for the blood.
It was a lot of pee, dude.
Which is dumb.
A lot of pee.
I understand that, but you just had a lot of blood come out of the guy's head, and you're worried about the piss on the floor.
Nope, can't show piss. Nope.
You want to know how they got away with it, though? They just
Darkened
scraped.
the steam.
They also scraped it. They took like a knife and to like change it.
I don't know, man. Ratings boards are fucking dumb, dude. At one point, they didn't want a fucking married couple to be seen sleeping next to each other. So you know what I mean? Like, fuck
This
that
is
shit.
true. Yeah, this is true. So
Yeah.
This is why the Fox network changed everything.
I think we have to hear what the Brody has
Yeah,
to
we've
say.
been
Yes,
going on.
I want to hear
Let's
what Brody has to say.
Brody's
We can
take.
do that.
Well, howdy fucking doody there, folks. It's your DKB here back for another episode
go.
of Gore N More. And this week I'm here to talk to you about Phantasm. Now, it's been a hot goddamn minute since I've seen this film. I bought the box set the other week from Arrow, and they look A-O-fucking-K on the screen. Absolutely flawless. But tonight, I don't know if it was just the mood I was in. Just feeling tired, especially after a big weekend on the piss. I don't know, it just felt very slow for me for the majority of the film. And when the moments that were like, all right, here we go, we're getting some fucking good shit happening, it kind of just went back to being a little bit dull in the moment. And I understand it's trying to really set the atmosphere, this type of film, that creepy overtone of it, shaped with the fucking character development. I mean, yes, we spend a lot of time with these characters trying to figure out what is and isn't real. But I think this film actually does a really good job setting up the character development. Don't get me wrong, but I think it sets it up like too much. Like, we only really need about 20 minutes of it. So the overall tone of this film, yes, I really appreciate it. It's like I always say about my favourite horror films, that gothic aesthetic. I mean, if you had a fucking drink of a shot every time you'd heard that word come out of my mouth, you'd be fucking alcohol poisoned or dead. Just saying. But yeah, like, it does really represent it throughout the location, the characters. I mean, you have this funeral directed pretty much, as far as we know, until we deep dive into the story, living in a mausoleum, bringing the dead back to life as little people. And yeah, there's just this supernatural element about it while dealing with science fiction themes, and how Don Coscarelli was able to create such an original idea with an independent film like this and be so incredibly fucking successful is astonishing. I think it's fucking awesome what he was able to achieve with this. And like I said earlier, I think the sequels are so much fucking better. Obviously, you know, more money and all that shit. But in saying that, with this film alone, yeah, that throughout the cinematography, how he was able to capture the night essence and presence of interior and exterior shots. I thought he did that extremely well, especially watching the Arrow release on Blu-ray. I thought, yeah, it really popped on the screen. So to have such an independent film like that after all these years, a 1979 film like this, really be able to capture that aesthetic and look very good today, I think it's fucking awesome. So yeah, shout out to whoever shot this film. I think they did a really, really great job for what they were able to work with. So I've got to give Don a lot of credit of grounding his characters in realism. Just the bond and friendship between the two brothers and Reggie was just awesome to see. The actors portraying him just really hit the nail on the head. Their dynamic to be the good versus evil. And then you have a lot of, like, or maybe not a lot, but some actors on the side that just sort of pop in every now and then. Shithouse. And that really took me out of the film. And then Angus Grimm shows up, and then I'm back and invested again. So it was a little bit of back and forth, but I could still get over that, really embrace myself for what I really wanted to see, and that was Angus Grimm more so, because every time he graces the screen with his presence, I can't take my fucking eyes off it. There is some sinister about him. He doesn't really do much. It's all through the facial expressions and the body movement, the posture. Everything that he does is just something a little bit new, different, and intriguing every time I see it. So he makes this role so iconic in the horror community. Even if you haven't seen Phantasm and you know who the tall man is, you know, you definitely have to see this film alone, let alone the sequels as well, because they do get better and his performance does get better. So to see him evolve by the end of the series, it's like, oh, that's so fucking cool. So definitely suss this film if you haven't fucking seen it for this role. So the major elements of this film, how we get the little people, zombified little people, let alone. I thought that was a really cool and fun idea for this type of film. The silver spears. That's such an iconic scene. They show up every now and then in horror pop culture. If you don't know what the silver sphere is, essentially it floats around like a ghost, and then when it targets you, it comes for your head. It has It has metal spikes. They go into your head and a drill comes out and drills into your brain and spits blade out everywhere. It's so cool. This outworld red planet, I guess you could say it's Mars. It's just a whole dimension panel. If you go through it, it takes you to the world of the Tall Man, and it doesn't really explain much, but it just leaves that lore lingering for sequels to explain that. And I thought that was a clever idea from Don to really throw that in there and not explain too much. I mean, the practical effects, yeah. I mean, the silver spear scene, awesome as fuck. And then you have like this one little fly scene that just looks so corny and shit. It looks so bad. But yeah, and the music, the score to this film is actually pretty fucking iconic. It's definitely up there as one of the more iconic horror scores in the horror industry. So yeah, I thought what they were able to achieve with that, incredible stuff. I encourage you to go and watch this film, see what you think of it. It didn't spawn all these sequels for no reason. There is a large fan base for Phantasm out there, especially such as myself. I'm a huge fan of 2 and 3. They're some of my favourite horror films of all time. They're just so fucking brutal and fun. Very creative too. Very creative. So, anywho, I hope to talk about them in the near future. If you haven't seen this film, go out and suss it. This week, I am going to give Phantasm... Look, I'm gonna give it a 3.2.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
3.2. I don't know if it feels fair. Anyways, DKB signing out. I hope you gentlemen have a good evening. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about it. So, cheers.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
3-2 from Brody.
Okay.
To me, it's a 5.
All right.
We'll get there.
I know.
Yeah, I'll be the even one of that one out.
I figured.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
By the way,
No, man, I think
just real quick, did Brody send any of you guys the same video he sent me today of that big fucking huntsman spider?
fuck
No,
yeah,
he
he
didn't.
did, dude. Fuck
He
that
didn't send it to
dude.
me. I don't
Dude,
think
that thing
Ew.
looks. And he was talking to me about it, and he was like,
Ugh.
he said about when he's at work and he'll be digging and he'll knock a nest of them out of the tree, and I'm like, I'm not arachnophobic, but that is pure nightmare fuel right there.
Right?
I would
Like,
shit
I,
my pants.
like, yeah, I feel the same way. I'm like, yeah, I could deal with spiders, but I'm not like a big fan of them. But
The
something like
ratings
that,
board would not allow
I'm going-
my video.
That's the one time I could scream like Steve could, dude. I'd be like, "La, la, la!"
Sorry, this is
Fucking
like
A,
my
dude.
funny part of the video.
Oh,
Sorry.
man. So,
'Cause-
all right, I like what Brody hit on the topic. I'm glad you mentioned that because that was one thing I did want to give kudos to. Was the lighting of the night scenes was actually pretty solid, and
Yeah, it was.
usually, and that's one thing where, man, we've watched a lot of movies, and that can make or break a fucking nighttime scene if you can't see shit or if you can't see details. And this, you could see all the graves. You know what I mean? Like, and it didn't seem like it was too lit. Like, it seemed like it could have been near a roadway, and it was just kind of getting that filtering a little bit.
Or like if
It
it
was-
was a full moon. And
Yes.
they-
Even
yeah.
that, but it was just enough. It was still enough to where like everybody was illuminated, and you could see what the fuck was going on.
There was a movie not too long ago that we had to give a bad reviews to because you couldn't see shit, and I don't remember
What the
it was.
fuck was that? I do.
Oh,
Now that you
I know-
say that.
I remember we gave Project Metal Beast low ratings because there's not a high quality copy of that out,
No, there is.
but it wasn't that.
No.
There was one like it was just too dark; you couldn't see a damn thing. I can't.
Wasn't it a
Oh.
2010s movie or something?
I think it
I
was
mean-
an older movie. I don't remember. But yeah, lighting can make or break a horror movie.
Oh, absolutely. So like, and like I said, man, I'll give kudos definitely in this movie where I feel like for sure, and that's one of them. Like I feel cinematography wise, it's pretty solid, especially with the orb scene, man. Like that's the most takeaway scene in this whole fucking movie, in my personal opinion. This is probably one of those top. You could disagree, but I'm saying like if you're going to show a top 100 horror scenes, that's probably going to be the scene out of this
Oh,
movie
yeah.
that they're going to show.
Oh yeah, on Shudder's top 100 whatever horror movie
Right.
scenes that in there.
They're not going to show any of the other stuff that actually could like maybe make this film more solid, but they're going to show the one that sticks with you the most. And every movie has that, dude. You know what I mean? Like part
Yeah.
7, we were just talking last week. Sleeping Bag Kill. Everybody fucking remembers Sleeping Bag Kill. You know what I mean? It's just that kind of fucking jam.
And that's why they brought it up on Jason X.
And
Exactly.
in the game too. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, they did. I played the game the other night, dude.
Dude, I did too. The day I fucking played it that last Monday night.
I'm telling you,
was-
man, we all got to get it on Steam just so we can all play together, just so we can do
If
the
it's only
chat
$5,
dance.
I'll buy it
Yeah.
again, dude.
We
Yeah,
can
especially
do
because
that.
then we can get all the sweet mods, dude, on PC.
I already downloaded a Michael Myers mod for it.
Fuck you! I just want my Freddy versus
Nice.
Jason, man. That's all I want. Maybe 09.
I want.
I would
Kane
like to
Hodder.
play.
I know he's too short.
Who?
Kane Hodder.
Just Kane Hodder as himself.
Okay, that would
I
actually
would
be a
take it.
great scene.
I think it'd be hilarious. Oh man!
I'm
Hey,
just
you know what?
telling
We get more Kane Hodder in like what? 4 weeks?
Chainsaw
Chainsaw drops.
Yeah, right. Actually, it'll be in about a month tomorrow.
Yeah. Game Pass, baby.
Woo! You know, I going back to this movie. I don't know why I love Reggie's character so much.
Yes.
Like he's just
Oh
this
my God.
random
Agreed.
ice cream dude, but and no one else was talking about the sequel. But he's such a badass in the sequel,
I heard he
Dude.
taped shotguns together.
bro. He doesn't tape them
Dude.
together. He makes a 4-barrel fucking shotgun.
He makes
That
a
is
shotgun
at
that
a
Ash
point.
would be proud to have.
Hold on. Because this is where I come into this conversation. Because, like, Reggie to me is better than Ash.
Whoa! I don't know about all
No,
that.
wait a minute. I don't know about that.
Wait a minute.
The reason being,
Ash is the king.
is he?
He is.
He is.
He
So
is.
He's
Ash
not even
would-
self-proclaimed king. He is the king.
He is the king.
Who would win in a war between Ash versus Reggie?
They wouldn't.
Or
They
do
wouldn't
they
fight. They
combine
would both end up getting drunk and then fucking macking on women, dude.
Oh man,
Yeah, like come on, bro. You know where that fight's
they'd
gonna
both
go.
they'd both be in the bathroom stalls banging bitches out. That's
Yes.
how that fight would go.
Yeah, like come
Seeing
on, man.
seeing who could last longer, and Ash would lose because Ash is too
Yes,
cocky.
Ash would lose that. But Ash,
Yeah, but he wouldn't
Ash
care.
has the best hand of the game, though.
Well, he's got a metal hand.
But you know, but Reggie is he's such a
So he's the Matthew McConaughey of fucking Phantasm, where like he gets older, but he likes him still the same age. You know.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Fair, very fair assumption. Very fair assumption. But I feel like we don't really get to see him a lot in this movie because he's kind of the side character. But I mean, he's just an ice cream man. Literally, like he has an ice cream truck and he's like the friend, and they're like, "Hey, check this shit out. This shit's happening." He's like, "Oh shit, what are we gonna do?" Like,
100% Reggie is selling drugs out of that ice cream truck.
you
Well,
know
Oh,
he is.
bro.
You know he is.
Dude,
He
when
is
they-
definitely weed master in there, too.
When
Is he
they
macking
stop-
on little girls though, man? Like, is he going creep style, or is he like does he
Nah,
actually have?
no.
Okay, I don't know. He's rocking a leather vest over a fucking ice cream dude. suit.
Okay,
I don't
so-
know what to make of that, man.
I didn't know Mel, or I knew Mel had to work today, but I was gonna get my leather vest and my white shirt and my bow tie, and I was gonna wear it for the podcast. But I didn't want Charlie to spit up on it if I had to pick her up. So I
That's
was like,
fair.
Never
Ice
mind.
Cream Man cometh. So the best part is they stuff that corpse
In the
doors
truck.
with
Ice
that-
cream. And
Yeah,
his
he's
whole
like,
concern
"You're
is,
gonna live in my
it's
ice
not going to
cream."
leak all over my ice cream, is it?
Which
That's a pretty good concern if that's
Yeah.
your bread and butter. I'd be
Yeah,
pretty
man,
pissed
that's
if
contamination,
was
bro.
like
Yeah,
that.
I don't want that embalming
Yeah.
fluid all over my fucking shit.
so
Why
like
not, man? I heard it gives you a good stiffy.
Yeah.
I was very questioning on. Okay, so when the thing was tipped over and they go to check it, right? Like the Jawa is gone, correct? Because we see
Correct.
the handprint.
Yes.
Why the fuck is the lock still on there? He's got to take the lock off, which would have been completely fucking ripped off. Like, did the Jawa like? I'm just gonna keep calling it because that's what it is too. By the way.
Well,
Did
the
it
tool-
literally like reset it up so it was like, oh, nobody will know I fucking left?
Could you imagine that scene
Like,
though? He's like
You know
climbing
what
up.
I mean? Like,
He's
I
climbing
just
up and
don't-
hanging on the door, and then just hanging the lock back up, and then
Right, like what the fuck? Like, why was it set like that?
I just
There's-
love the way you put that, John. That was fucking
well, and there was
hilarious.
another scene. There was another scene where I noticed there was a mess up. It's when Mike is in the casket and the henchman is coming,
Yes.
walking towards the casket. The tall man walks in. Mike has the lighter on the casket, keeping it open. Right, so when he opens
Which I
the
did
lid,
like that.
the lighter is right there. But
Yeah.
in the next scene, which is really it's just literally the next scene, there's no movement. The lighter's gone.
I got that too.
and
Yeah.
it's already
Yeah,
in
it
his
is.
hand. And I'm like, no, I caught that. And it's the first time I ever noticed it was today
Same.
watching it.
But
Same.
I did like that he did utilize that to like just
Yeah.
crack. I was like, later, nice. Fucking right, man.
Dude, this is the best movie I don't know.
And the
It's
car
my-
the car was
it's my
legit.
mobile.
Like they actually so I was watching on because I always watch the bonus features when I have the DVD or the Blu-ray. I always go to the bonus features and see what they have. That way I can, add on to Chad Daddy's stuff if he doesn't have, a lot.
Right.
So there was a car show called Graveyard Cars, I believe.
Oh, yeah, where they rebuilt
And they
the car.
rebuilt
Yeah.
the Hemi-Cuda.
Okay.
And
Like, that was an entire season of that show that they did
Yeah.
that too.
yeah, so but this was the last episode where they had it complete, and Don and what's his name? A. Michael Baldwin show up,
Yeah.
and
Michael
they
Baldwin?
show them the car, and they're like, well, it's nice, but our car didn't have a fin. Our car had a sunroof. And they were like, well, how did your car have the sunroof? Well, we actually put an aftermarket sunroof into the car. They did borrow the original car. They cut the sunroof out and put an aftermarket sunroof into that car because it did not come stock in
no
that
shit.
vehicle. Yeah.
All right.
The owner
There's a-
wasn't pissed though, so which
No,
was a good thing
there's a
because they didn't
whole
ask him; they
document-
just did it.
There's a whole documentary about the Hemi-Cuda behind Phantasm movies.
Yeah.
There's several different
Well,
ones.
I was gonna say I think they used a couple different ones. The main Hemi-Cuda is the one we all know, but I think for a couple scenes there was two different ones, or it might have been more.
The
for a
first,
couple different
it's
scenes.
it's not even a Hemi-Cuda in this movie.
It is. It's Cuda 69.
It's not a Hemi-Cuda.
What is
It's
it?
not like a Hemi.
It's not a Hemi. It was as close as he could get to it, though.
Yeah. Well, I just call it that because that's what it is.
That's
and-
what
yeah,
everybody calls it.
that's what everybody calls it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to have Chad spread some cheeks over there and give us.
Yeah,
a little
let's
I
spread
agree.
them.
We
Let's
got
spread them dead
Yeah,
cheeks.
cheeks.
Okay, so I already mentioned he rented the equipment on a Friday so he could get it for the entire weekend. The genesis of the story came to Coscarelli in a dream. One night in his late teens, he dreamed of fleeing down endlessly long marble corridors, pursued by a chromosphere intent on penetrating his skull with a wicked needle. There was also a quite futuristic sphere dispenser out of which the orbs would emerge and begin chase.
All right.
Way to
It's a very
capitalize
vivid
on a
dream
fucking
to have. Yeah.
And that's also funny how he kind of worked the movie into being a dream, too.
Right.
Or
Is
did
it?
he?
It's not a dream.
Something was a fucking dream, dude. There was some shit going on here.
Okay, so continuing on, the spheres were designed by
Acid trip.
Spheres were designed by craftsman Willard Green, who charged the production a little over $1,100 for his services. Sadly, he died just after production completed at the end of '77. Never saw his work on the big screen.
Aw.
Oh, that sucks.
That sucks.
Hey,
well,
but he created a legendary fucking prop.
Yes, he did.
I'm sure he's looking down from wherever he is going. I
You know
didn't
what?
realize that thing was going to be.
Or up. You don't
Honestly,
know up.
I don't know. I'm trying to be.
Come on,
nice.
Bobby. Or
honestly,
You say it to him like, we don't know that. He could have been an evil bastard.
honestly,
I mean,
God,
he did-
man, like at Monster Mania, and I know Bob's
Horrible.
probably seen him a bunch of times. But Monster Mania, he was also at New Jersey HorrorCon last year. But there's this big bald dude,
Yes.
and he has the fucking sphere prop, but he comes in with a different mutilated style each fucking day,
Yeah.
and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like it's moving, or he'll have like his eye popped out, or like.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
like,
it's-
every time, and I'm like, that's the best fucking cosplay. Because then you're just your fucking self. And you just do some fucking shit right here. Like,
oh, dude.
And he's got like the
Though,
blood
maybe
spurt
it's
coming
really
out
a-
of the hole.
yep.
Maybe it's real.
That would be my dream. Is to walk in as like I wish I was 7 foot tall and walk
Well,
in.
Angus was only 6'4".
I understand. He's big.
There's even speculation he was actually a little shorter than that. Someone said. I mean,
But-
Yeah.
Is it all
I don't
camera tricks like
know, but-
Kane? Like, we all know.
Yeah,
how
yeah.
Kane's
Well, they
called Kane.
much.
they make him look a
Well,
lot
I mean, actually-
taller
Yeah,
than he actually
The
is.
scene where he puts his hand on Jody's shoulder, like he was standing on a milk crate because they're about the same height.
Oh, they're doing the Tom Cruise treatment.
They were doing
No
the Michael
shit.
Keaton Batman treatment.
Also,
Oh, man.
Robert Downey Jr.
But-
Iron Man.
True that, right?
But-
like all these short kings, dude, just fucking.
but also, well, he was. I think he's about 6'2", actually. But if you look at his shoes, you literally see it looks like he's got fucking lifts on the front and the back. You see the hole in between.
Bob, how is this not a cosplay you haven't done yet?
You could
There
totally
you go,
rock
Bob.
this.
I'm not that
You're
fucking
like-
skinny, dude.
You don't. First of all, his top half is not that skinny. His legs are chicken fucking little thin, sure, but his top half, when he's standing in that hallway, like, yeah, man, he's top.
I would
heavy.
love to see Bobby in a fucking wig.
Bro, right? Like I want to see Bob in that white.
Oh, dear
I saw
God.
Bob in a white wig last year when he was you were Doctor.
Oh, Doctor. Oh my
Come on,
God,
come on,
Doctor Caligari.
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 Yeah,
Caligari.
there
Yeah.
you go. So he was. It was
crazy.
almost like it wasn't as long as it needed to be, but bro, that would be awesome as you as Angus Graham. Just fucking
Let's
walk.
continue on. So the stone-looking interior of the mausoleum was actually constructed of plywood and marble-colored plastic contact paper. So the mausoleum wasn't even a mausoleum.
No,
Wow.
it's a set studio, like, but I don't know if you guys have ever been into a mausoleum. They're creepy as shit.
Yeah, of
It
course.
actually brung that forth.
It's definitely some trippy shit. But I feel like that's also
Yes.
with like time, like obviously 70s era stuff versus
Dude.
now. So that's just decor.
I hope Chad has pants.
Thank you, Rich, for catching stuff.
You think what?
I hope Chad has pants and clothing in this movie because that's like my biggest beatdown.
Ah.
70s clothing and the furniture and the decor.
I would love to just be in like peak prime, like clean, brand new 70s era stuff. Like, I think it'd be fun as fuck.
Tell you one, there was a lot of bell bottoms, corduroy.
I like bell bottoms, dude. I liked when they came back and women were. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe it's because it was our 2000s era bell bottoms, which were like them fucking hip hugger bitches. Like that's a whole different topic. All right. Anyways, Chad, Daddy, throw it back to you.
What is going on in the
What
chat?
is going on in the chat? Oh my fucking God.
Oh,
Did I blow you guys up? I'm sorry. I told
No.
I told
No.
some friends to come over.
No, nah, man. Rich is here all the time, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is he getting? Is he gonna get laid? What the hell?
I
going
don't
You know
on?
what?
know.
Good for him. I hope so. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope everybody gets laid that's in this chat right now.
Thank you, tall man.
Fucking A, bro.
I'm married, so it doesn't happen as much as I'd like. Continuing on.
God. That's a bummer. Get us back to horror.
yes.
All right, let's
Continue
go.
on.
What do we got?
Dawn Coscarelli's mother, novelist Kate Coscarelli, held several titles in production and even used two aliases, S. Tyler and Shirley May, for production design and makeup costume design, respectively. She also wrote a novel adaptation based on the film. It was published in 2002, and only 500 copies were produced.
Oh, damn.
No shit.
Damn. And Joe, you know why Grandma's got plastic on them couches?
Oh,
Because
no.
Grandpa knew how to make her squirt.
That's
Oh,
You didn't have to say it, Bob. We just know.
Bobby.
We know.
No, I have to say it because I got to be that guy. Don't care.
I can proudly say my grandparents
Oh,
never had
God,
plastic on
please.
their couches.
Oh, God.
My grandparents did, but I definitely had some great aunt and uncles that did, dude. My
I'm
aunt
sorry,
Betty definitely did.
Brody just sent me the funniest thing. I hope he sent it to you guys, too.
Oh,
I
God.
don't know.
Playing
There
with
it
us,
is.
Bill
There
Paxton.
it is. There it is. Called
There
it.
it
I was waiting for that.
You know what? If we had a Gore N More drinking game, that would be on it.
Oh God, we would.
Joe,
be
I have been
shit-faced.
waiting all episode for you to mention Bill Paxton.
He did. He threw it up in the private chat.
Stop it. Like, I can't talk about Bill Paxton. Like,
Apparently, we
He's one
can't
of my
either. We get
favorite
we get in
actors.
trouble about it.
I don't remember if you were in the chat on that episode, Gene, but we got called out for stealing this guy's video of Bill Paxton's
I
grave.
mean, we did. I'm not going to just say we did it. I totally ripped it from YouTube, but
But I
it wasn't
completely
anything like
forgot.
we're not like trying to like get from like monetization. From
Yeah,
it.
we're not
It just-
monetized or anything.
And
Like,
this guy was just on our case. Is on our case. You give credit. You stole it. I'm like, well, okay, it's yours. What do you want us to do?
Fucking A.
Anyway,
Anyways, but yeah, we cleared that up.
Yes.
Blah blah blah.
dude,
Yes,
fucking
continue on.
Bill Paxton for life.
oh hell yeah,
And
Don
then-
Coscarelli got the idea of the tall man's living severed finger while drinking from a styrofoam cup. He punched his finger through the bottom and started moving it. He loved the visual effect of it and decided to include it in the story.
Fucking Brody.
You guys got that? Got that?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
tickle the
great.
bottom.
Oh my God.
Uh, Gene, I'll have to
Oh,
show it to you.
fuck.
Brody sent a picture of Bobby's face superimposed on the tall man, and it's fucking epic.
Dude.
Oh,
man.
man.
Keep going. We're listening.
Yeah.
Flying ball
keep going.
The flying ball scenes were simple special effects. The sphere was thrown from behind the camera by a baseball
Flying ball.
pitcher, and then the shot was printed in reverse. The ball attaching itself to the caretaker's head was filmed by sticking it in his head, pulling it off, and printing the shot in reverse.
Correct. And this is like a simple, practical like if you watch
Damn, it made it too big.
That's what she
sorry.
said.
I'm sorry to ruin your movie match.
No.
But they actually yank it back. Same thing with John Carpenter. Everything is backwards. It's a great movie feed. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so the first movie, you actually see it. You can see the string on the line.
Yeah.
But the remastered, they cut it out. It's actually really cool. I dig that one. It's a good effect.
Yes. The film's original running time was more than 3 hours, but writer-director Coscarelli decided it was far too long for it to hold people's attention and made numerous cuts to the film. Some of the unused footage was located in the late 90s and became the framework for Phantasm 4 Oblivion. The rest of the footage is believed to be lost.
No shit.
Damn.
Okay.
I agree with that because they put a bunch of stuff in Oblivion from the first movie. And if you watch it, and again, sorry, we're talking about the first one. If you watch all 5 of them in a row, they're so cool. But 4 was really cool.
Is that direct to DVD?
Yeah, 3
Yeah.
and 4 both were.
3 for
And 5.
2 was like the biggest theatrical one, and it was a studio film, and they actually used. There was a different actor for Mike.
There was
Okay.
And was there? I feel like there's another main character that they replaced.
Reggie?
No,
No,
they kept
Reggie was still the same.
What other
Reggie-
main characters would there be?
No,
That's it. It was
the
just
girl.
Mike's the only one that was recast. in
No.
that one.
The girl.
What girl?
Oh, God.
Because honestly, like the girls besides the grandma's daughter,
No, it's
granddaughter, or
the
whatever.
It's the black girl.
Yeah, but she wasn't in the first one.
I was just saying.
No, she was in part 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but then she doesn't. Well,
No,
she's
she
not a
comes back
She's
in
not a
the end.
carryover main character. That's
No,
what we're saying,
no.
like-
She's not carryover.
all right.
Okay, continue. The coffin that Mike sees the tall man lift by himself and shove into the hearse was made out of balsa wood, empty, and had a rope on the side facing away from the camera to make it easier to handle. The rope can be
Nice.
seen briefly as the tall man lifts up the coffin.
Hey man, it still worked for what it needed to do.
Yeah, and he said, Angus Scrimm said that it wasn't heavy; it was just really cumbersome because of the size of it.
Ah. Nowadays you'd make
I
that all
believe
out of
that.
like foam and shit like that. It
Yeah.
was super fucking intricate.
It would probably balsa wood, light as fuck.
Fucking A, bro. Awesome. What else we got, Chad? Eddie?
The idea was to create the film came about when Reggie Bannister approached Coscarelli with the idea to adapt Ray Bradbury's novel "Something Wicked This Way Comes," which was to star Michael Baldwin and Dan McCann from his other movie Kenny and Company. However, the two learned that very week that Bradbury had sold the novel's rights to Disney, and so Coscarelli sought an idea for a similar type of project. So Disney didn't own that. We never would have gotten Phantasm.
Damn.
That's
No, we would have
a
gotten
crazy
so
fucking
different.
thought. Huh? Now Disney owns all. Almost all.
Of course.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Okay,
Anything
body,
else, Chad?
body double Laura Mann was used in the opening scene in the cemetery. The Lady in Lavender, Kathy Lester, did not wish to be filmed topless. There are several references to Frank Herbert's Dune, including a bar named Dune, and a scene where Mike is forced to insert his hand into a black box that inflicts pain as part of a test.
I always like that. It's always a fun horror room trope.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite scenes because he puts his hope into nothing that's there. Question.
That was kind of a go nowhere scene.
Yeah, it was kind of. Well, I mean,
But it
kind,
did-
you
it
kind
did
of have
set
the
up-
payoff later on. Because basically it was teaching him to face his fear.
Yeah, I was gonna
Which
say
he
there's
didn't
two.
understand at the time.
There's
but-
that scene and also the whole elongated like song on the porch scene, which
Dude,
seems like you don't fucking need, and I'm gonna even agree with that. However, you get the whole tuning fork thing, which makes sense at the end. So it is a
Come on,
payoff.
man. That is Reggie Bannister has like 3 albums.
Yeah.
As an
That was
actor.
actually-
Oh, I
just
know, but I'm just saying, like, dude, it just
That
took me
is-
completely out of the fucking movie. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
Dude,
Like, I don't know. I didn't. It
That
didn't hit
was-
for me and the wife for me for sure. I could say that.
I think that's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Really? I don't think. I think it could have been completely cut, and you just didn't even need it. You could have just had them tuning with a tuning fork and be like, "Hey,
You know,
and there we
I-
go. We didn't need that whole 2
I
minute
like-
song."
You know, I like that scene, and let me tell you why I like that scene. Because it shows, it's just like bros. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we really don't get to see how close, because they talk about how it was the 3 of them. You know, the one that died at the
Tommy.
beginning.
Right.
Tommy and them 3, So we really don't get to see the bond between everybody. But when he's on the porch playing the guitar and then Reggie shows up and they just start jamming together, man, that's like the ultimate bro thing right there. And they're just working off each other. So you get to see how actually, like, for me, it's a scene that just shows that these dudes are like best friends. They don't,
Brothers.
yeah, they're brothers essentially, even though, Mike's his real brother, but this is somebody that he grew up with all his life, just like, Tommy
and
was.
that's something I kind of connected to too, and I'm sure Gene would remember back in the days of like our friends Kevin and like Sean Hogan and guys like that just getting together and jamming.
Oh, we used to jam all the time
Yeah,
at a church.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was always the dude that felt like very annoyed when somebody busted out a guitar. I'm like, all right, I'm out. Because somebody always busted out an acoustic. I'm like, no, I don't want any of that. I'm out.
It wasn't about like that. It was the jam session was just more about like, let's make some music.
I know, but I still feel like it's just 2 to 3 minutes of like, if you're into it, that's cool. But if you're not, man, that shit drags for like, it feels 10 fucking minutes.
So in other words, you're John Belushi.
I was just
Animal
gonna
House.
say that, you asshole. I was literally just gonna say that.
I am John
You're
Belushi from Animal. You haven't figured this out by now? What the fuck, bro? Come on.
Oh.
I could see you walking down the stairs in a toga, just
But here's the funny part:
I would be.
John Belushi in Saturday Night Live brought Fear on with Duder from Halloween, and they got banned. All of them got banned. So think about that.
I don't know who that is, unfortunately. So,
Donald Pleasant.
oh, you said Duder, so I did that.
Yeah,
Or did I-
I always say Duder because that's
Oh.
what I do. So Donald Pleasant
He's pleasing
brought-
to me. See, I don't know.
and John Belushi was like, Fear is the best band in the whole world, so he brought him on. They played 2 sets. You could watch it
God,
on YouTube.
yes, I do remember hearing about this. Yep,
Yeah. It's
Uh,
Donald Pleasant.
and I just
so-
read about this not that long ago too.
Interesting.
No, you have to understand how cool music is. So
Okay,
that's
I'm not-
why that scene is prominent to me.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying, like, but there's also like taste and styles too, man. So you can't just expect everybody to be like,
Yeah,
"This is
true.
how
I
I'm
mean,
at."
and like, I guess as a former musician myself, like that's why I like
right.
that
So I
scene.
could understand why you would
Yeah.
appreciate it more. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and
Like,
I've had those
I played
moments
trumpet.
where
I didn't play guitar. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, dude? Like,
Yeah.
I read fucking music and shit, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. And I've had those moments where
I
we're
love
just,
it.
sitting around and we just would pick up and just start jamming, you know what I mean? And not jam to like
No,
in a
you're
party
playing-
or nothing, but like if we're just hanging
playing
out,
one- You're playing
you just,
one
you just
chord.
bang out a few chords.
Yeah.
He's fucking
Yeah.
Bobby at it.
I'm so confused. Where the hell are we right
all
now?
right. So
in the
let's
show?
get a
Daddy's
little more
notes.
here. Let's get the notes.
The title was changed to The Never Dead for Australian audiences, so as not to confuse it with popular Aussie sex comedy Phantasm, spelled with an F, which was also known as Phantasma.
Alrighty then.
That's
Brody,
awesome.
Yes.
Have you seen
Goddamn
that?
awesome.
I'm gonna
This-
type that. I gotta look that up now.
Look
You guys
at that
will-
chat.
So you guys will love this. The song Ace of Spades by Motorhead was released the year after this film and is reported to have had its origin in the film. At a New York screening of the movie, Lemmy was heard to have muttered that Mike's head looked like the Ace of Spades and then spent much of the rest of the film writing out the lyrics in a notepad.
Holy shit.
Well,
So,
all right.
the
That's
song's about
fucking
a dick.
dope.
Dude, that can't be real.
I don't know. This is just what I found. You know, it's just
Lemmy's a crazy fucker. Like,
it's one of those rumors that's so crazy. You're like,
It could
okay,
be
you
true.
know, I think that could be a real thing.
That's a conspiracy theory that nobody's gonna be like
Yeah.
question you on how weird it would be. Like, you know what? Maybe, yeah.
Lemmy's dead. Lemmy's God.
Lemmy's gone. Gods don't die.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Trick question.
Continue.
Okay, let's see. We're kind of running on time, so I'm going to try and crunch this up a little bit.
Hell yeah, buddy. Give us what you got.
So, a sequence that Don Coscarelli had to cut came when Mike is meeting all manners of horror in the woods. Coscarelli referred to them as challenges. After coming across the lady in lavender again, Mike turns quickly. Originally came face to face with the web, where the bug from earlier in the film is resting. The effect didn't look very good, so it was cut completely.
Interesting.
Agree with the cut. I hate the last scene. The fly scene.
Me. You look sweet.
I'm telling you, that's how I see the movie.
The effect of the mansion disappearing in a bright, colorful light was done by Joe Westheimer, who did many of the effects on the original Star Trek series. The effect on the mansion is the same one used for the transporter sequences on the series.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So it's just one
Minus, of course, the sound effect, but yeah.
Right.
Right.
So it's one giant transporter. Awesome.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I guess I know you're cutting it short, but is there anything else on any other deleted scenes or just that one, Chad?
I got something else. Hold on. When the tall man reappears at Mike and Jody's house, the original idea was to have him still missing the fingers Mike had severed earlier in the film. A long phony arm was created for Angus to wear, but it stuck out over a foot beyond his actual arm. The idea was dropped, and the tall man's ability to regenerate missing limbs was devised.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool. You're good, Scoops. I got you.
Hey, I'm trying to get to the meat and potatoes here. We already mentioned about the urine coming down his leg.
That was a lot of pee.
Yes, it was.
Dude, the piss in the pants scene is undeniably the one that people most miss.
That whole scene was great. Chad's thinking hard. What do we got, Chad Daddy?
Okay, in '98, MGM re-released Phantasm on VHS to buy. The movie had a newly remastered Dolby soundtrack. Also, after the movie, the video featured 4 minutes of scenes cut from the movie. The cut footage it was 2 scenes. So the first scene involved Mike entering a room with 2 coffins. One is open and a body is inside. The other is closed, but Mike hears sounds from inside it and thinks it's Reggie. As he tries to open the coffin, Reggie enters the room. When Mike sees him and realizes that something unpleasant is in there, together the two close the coffin. Mike then tells Reggie they need to find Jody. And then the second scene is what we already talked about with the the fire extinguisher, yeah.
All right. Nice.
I mean, I have some other stuff, but it's really stuff we've vaguely touched on, or it's really not. It's like,
all right, homie.
Like Michael Baldwin playing pranks at the end when they had the huge fan blowing. He would throw rocks into it, so the rocks would hit everybody.
Jesus Christ.
Oh shit!
Wow. Okay.
That's kind of fucked.
I mean, he was a kid.
Okay, so that's
true.
The
but...
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Chad Daddy.
Yes, thank you very much.
Alrighty, boys. What format did we watch this on?
Oh,
or streaming service?
Phantasm.
Anchor Bay.
I was going to go physical, but I wanted to watch the remastered, so I watched it on Peacock.
Phantasm 5 film collection that I bought at Walmart last Halloween, and it has the remastered version of the first film.
I'm gonna have to get that because this is not.
So if we end up doing any of the others, I have them.
Dude, I have them all. So I watch it via my magical box.
That's fair. All right.
You can just say digital. It's fine.
Yeah.
Then,
so
nice.
obviously remastered for sure.
And I watched it on Tubi, which was also the remastered, which I didn't know even existed. And I was like, why the fuck is Bad Robots label on here? What the fuck, J.J. Abrams? Get out of here. All right. Douche of the film. Douche of the film. There's not really any hardcore douchebags in this film, honestly.
I mean, the only one I would say, if you consider, is the tall man to a degree.
Yeah, but he's
the caretaker.
You know what? The caretaker was a little douchier, I feel.
Yeah, he
almost.
was.
I think Mike is the douchebag of the film.
I mean, he was creeping on his brother and definitely watching him mac on some chick in the graveyard. It was a little cheeseball.
I think he's the douche of the film. Not because he's not the hero at the end of the story, but Mike.
He definitely was creeping on his brother quite hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
I mean, he definitely would get peeping Tom.
And it was definitely. I mean, his stalking skills were borderline Michael Myers level,
right? That could have been a whole, fucking, oh man, dude, Michael Myers versus the tall man, bro. You were like,
bro, like fucking, Jody pulls up to the bar, hauling ass, pulls up to the bar, and then all of a sudden,
he's walking.
Like that's Michael Myers level shit right there, bro.
And also, I get it that he's following his brother around because they lost their parents, but didn't they say the accident was like 2 years prior to this?
Yeah, but it fucked him up in the head.
But how old is he?
We haven't
13, right?
You didn't even see if you watch the remastered, there's all of a sudden there is a housekeeper that comes out like.
Oh yeah, the housekeeper comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
what was that, dude?
Yeah,
I love Reggie.
Where was she the whole
I wrote
time?
her name. Hold on, I wrote her name down because I actually wrote that as a note. I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch just popping out of nowhere?
Just a housekeeper.
Oh, Myrtle. Yeah, who the fuck is Myrtle, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Very random.
You know what?
I'm telling you.
You know what? You're right. I am giving it to Mike. You know why? Because he's a dirtbag kid for fucking riding his dirt bike in the goddamn cemetery. Show some fucking respect, dude.
Yeah.
And he's 13. He's riding over graves.
So, yeah, I forgot. I totally wrote down a bunch of the fucking notes on this. Dude, the biggest one was warble, warble, warble. How the fuck have we not said that this whole,
Oh my God.
I love that was, there was just warbling everything. And even if you had, I hope you guys had captions on, and if you didn't, that's what it was. It was just warbling in distance. And I'm like,
Oh, whenever the little
yeah,
dude.
Yeah. Warble, 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 warble. Oh man, fucking A, dude.
Somebody needs to make a fan edit of this film and just insert Jawa sounds over top of the little dwarves.
Oh, you know what? Here's another thing to talk about. How did his photo do some crazy fucking Hogwarts shit where all of a sudden it came alive and was like, ooh, I'm going to look at you. And
First of all, this came out before Hogwarts. So Hogwarts copied this hard.
I don't give a shit where you want to call it. That was some Harry Potter fucking shit, and we only got it once, and we didn't even get an explanation for it because it was just a fucking photo. Like, what? But, oh man, I totally forgot to bring that up. All right, so favorite kill. Do we even have to say?
It's the ball.
It's the ball.
The ball.
Yeah,
Balls
for
to the
sure.
face.
Balls
Would
to the
that,
face.
be the, would that be a Iranian night goggles or a Trojan War helmet? No?
Consult the Urban
I've done the
Dictionary.
Iranian night goggles.
Oh, yeah, you have. Right down the nose? Yeah, buddy, yeah.
Dude, but the best part about that kill is the piss the pants. Like,
Oh, bro, the whole
one
fucking,
of
the whole
the
killer
whole
scene
setup.
is just awesome.
When you
Soupy,
see-
gross, wet, moist.
well, when you see someone get shot on film or whatever, that blood will pour out.
Oh, Brody brings up a question here in his thing.
Yeah,
How did the low Barracuda not squash the fucking kid when it fell off the blocks?
I mean,
He brings that up.
it did have a bit of a lift to it, but why is it in one scene, like right when it falls, like he looks like he's trapped under it, and then the next scene he just like scrambles out from under it.
Oh,
like
dude.
he was no problem.
He hits Jody with the fucking hammer.
That's a scene that we don't need to talk about.
Because that was some funky editing.
I did write down something about that scene because I just thought it was so fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Was it just the way he was standing with his feet both together like that? It's like,
No, the funny part was when Mike said about the dwarves were jumping on the car making noises. And
yeah, they
Jody's-
were warbling, bro. Warble, warble, warble.
Then Jody says, "You sure it wasn't that retard Timmy from up the street?"
Dude,
when they
can't bring
said
up
that, I was
word
like, "Oh my
because,
god, that is
I wanted
so
to bring up that
out of
line.
place. Like
Yeah.
with today's standards, you could not get away with that."
No.
But
I
I
laughed
laughed
so
my
hard.
ass off so hard.
Oh, I forgot about that line.
So did
I
I.
wrote that down so I'd bring that. 'cause
So
I-
that kill is the ultimate teabag in life.
Pretty much, dude. All right, so best scene. Best scene.
Jody versus the tall man. Jody. So there's that crooked scene where Jody and Mike are in the mausoleum. That's my scene.
I want to go with just like that slow motion stalking walk of the tall man down the street, and then he stops and right there where Reggie's ice cream truck is, and turns and looks at Mike, and then you see the whole cold and him looking like he's having an orgasm.
I'm gonna say that he did, and then he's like,
that's why I thought he was enjoying it. Yeah. That's why I thought he was enjoying it. I didn't think it was hurting him because he was like, yeah. He was turning into Superman. He was turning into Superman, dude. He did his fucking little head flick back.
He was basking in the moment, like,
I quit.
He's gone. Scoops is gone.
Now, I'm gonna go
for you guys who were here last week, dude. After the fact, the four boys hung out and we had to watch this fucking video where it showed the matchup. And Scoobs fucking hated me from that sense on, dude. Like, I ruined it for him completely.
So we're gonna have a segment on the show now called John Ruins Everything.
Oh man, dude, I could try it. There's some shit that grinds my gears that I could fucking just shit.
I'm gonna say the best scene for me, and it's only because it's the scene that stuck with me as a kid, and it still creeps me out. It's where Mike wakes up in bed, and the tall man's standing over him with his hands on the bedpost, and then those zombies jump on top of him. That scene's always stuck in my head, and when I think of this movie, that is probably one of the first scenes that pops in my head when I think of this movie.
My favorite scene is literally after the ball kill is when the tall man and Mike actually encounter each other for the first time. They just walk up to each other. Because in that scene, it's very tense, and it's just like, well, we see what he can do technically. He can pick up a coffin at that point, and it's like, so what the fuck can he do to this little kid?
He's going to yeet this child, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what the fuck? And when they're running, he's going after him. That's pretty fucking scary. So that's my favorite.
All right, that's a good one.
I'm gonna jump on that real quick because that is a great scene because they step side by side at the same time, so they mirror each other.
Yeah,
in the whole scene.
Yeah,
I love that scene, but I don't know. That's a great pickup.
I think I'm gonna have to go with probably honestly the ghost hearse. Well, not I guess it was the Jawa driving the hearse there. But that whole scene, I thought it was cool. Like I liked him shooting up the fucking roof and shit. Like I said, that for some reason the way that was lit and everything, just I was like, wow, man, this is Supernatural in the 70s. Like so,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go with that one. 100%.
So Supernatural in the 70s would be John and Mary then.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying like if we had Supernatural, but just everything like it took like it was made in the 70s. You know what I mean? Like that's what I feel. I don't know. I would watch that. I heard that new Winchester show where it's supposed to be the prequel. It kind of sucks. So I haven't watched it
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Did it really? Yeah, I'm gonna say it sucked. All right. Okay. Worst moment or scene.
The lackluster ending of him dying in the mine shaft.
That was a little bit of a snooze fest. I was starting to like doze during that. I might have to go with that, dude. That was very Looney Tunes. Didn't really fit the rest of the fucking movie.
I mean, we say it's not the ending, but I still feel the ending of him, or the scene of him that got deleted exploding by the fire extinguisher.
That sounds fantastic, dude.
It's on the DVD. It fits more because if he doesn't like the cold, it fits.
Right. All right. Gentlemen, what else we got? What we got for worst?
I'm going to say So the worst movie of the scene is like they're all gun fanatics. So there's like a rack of guns up there, and Jody gives them the pump action, or he takes it.
Yep.
And Mike takes the 45. I'm like, come on, dude. This is a 13-year-old kid with a 45 in his back.
It was the 70s. Everybody was packing.
Right? Like they I feel like they took turns. Like at one point he had the pistol and he had the shotgun. The other one they switched.
That's true.
I'm gonna go for worst scene was the whole scene with the fortune teller.
Yeah,
I was leaning
because the acting in that scene with the granddaughter was horrible.
That's fair. I was still most intrigued by it because I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like all these candles and shit.
She sounded like she was reading off a cue card.
She was. 100%.
I was leaning towards that, but I'm gonna go with the reveal at the end where we find out that none of it happened.
Oh, all right. I like that.
I know, Gene. I'm just saying, for purposes of this film, of this one film only,
It does seem kind of.
it feels, if you've never seen any of the other ones, like John, for somebody who's never seen it before, it's kind of like a cop out feel.
It did
Now,
feel very
I
seventh
know-
season of Lost. You're right.
Yeah. So I know what occurs. I know what's to come. I'm gonna throw on part 3 when we're done because I did watch part 2 after I watched this one. So I'm just gonna continue
Damn.
watching them for the rest of the night.
There you go.
As do I. Yeah.
But for me, if this would have been my first time watching it, that right there, I would have been like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? Like, come on, like we just saw all this cool shit, and then this is how you're gonna end it. Like, damn it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that for me right there, even
That was
though it's really
That was
not,
edging at its best.
And the thing about it
Yeah.
took 10
Yeah.
years. 10 years for a sequel to get made. So
yeah.
Yeah, and sorry, we can't talk about 2 because 2
Yes.
brings it back to the force.
Which is fine
Yeah.
because that's what sequels should do, and obviously sequels should make things.
And and
better,
2 is
hopefully, but-
2 is one of those films that I think the sequel's better than the first one.
I agree.
Well,
And I
probably
do-
bigger
I
budget.
do- I
more
agree
money
with that.
for it.
Recasting aside, I agree.
Yeah,
Yes,
I wish they
agree.
would have kept. I wish they would have kept A. Michael Baldwin, as Mike in that one. But I'm glad we do get him back eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 2, I agree with everything you just said there, Steve. 100%.
All right.
That's
Okay. So, opening scene.
Hell
Did we
yeah.
hook you in?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Fucking in a cemetery,
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm not
buddy.
even gonna say I feel like we didn't even really get much of an opening scene, man. This movie just started out fucking right out. Like
that's
damn.
that's
Or
the
no,
best
fuck it.
part about it. Like it's black, right? It's black,
That's what she
and all
said.
of a sudden the Phantasm logo shows up. That is, and it's creepy music, and I think it's one of the best opening scenes ever.
That's what I wrote down. Title card to Tits in a Cemetery.
There you
All
go.
right, that's literally the intro. I'm not gonna say I wasn't intrigued. I was trying to figure out how she was bending her legs like that. Like, oh, it's the tall man. How's he bending his legs like that?
He's a chicken.
Right, dude? Fucking.
Opening
Fucking
scene,
A, dude.
like 100% for me.
All right. So most attractive character.
Stunt titties.
The lavender lady.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I like the girl that they were with when Mike was sent to their little shop.
That's
What was
Sarah.
her name?
I think
Sally.
Wait, the girl that was
Yeah.
driving the car.
That
When
one
they
or the
got-
one who
when
was
they
in the
got- when they
passenger
got-
seat? Either
when
one.
they got abducted.
No.
there?
So there's a random girl that shows up, which is the aunt, apparently, but there's Sully and the aunt when they get blown up.
That or I would say Myrtle for
When they go to the
most
shop.
Random ass moment.
Myrtle.
Of this whole thing.
Myrtle the housemaid.
I gotta go lavender.
Yeah, I'm going lavender lady.
I give it to the stunt titties.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go with Chad because Lavender was just I don't know, man.
She had almost a manly face. Like she had masculine features to her face.
Just like Seinfeld, she had man hands.
Man
That
hands.
and the makeup wasn't really doing it for me neither.
It's the 70s.
Dude,
But she looked like fucking Mimi Bobek, bro. Like I was just like,
Bobby.
nah, dude.
Bobby, every time Man Hands is on, like it'll be on like I swear, like once every other week on this. I have to watch it, and every time when she's fucking tearing apart that lobster, I lose it.
See,
So
to
do
me,
I.
it's
I'm
more
just
when
like-
she's rubbing the face.
Well,
dude.
that's the face,
when
yeah,
I
when
lose
she's
it.
touching his face.
Lobster gets me.
That or even when he's trying to find the picture and the hand comes over and grabs it.
I never noticed it until recently. You can hear his wrist snapping.
Fucking A, dude.
And that was
All
a
right.
Seinfeld sidebar.
Yep. Seinfeld sidebar. All right. So
Where he says she looked like 5 miles of bad road.
fucking right, bro. I'm not disagreeing
Good
with
thing
you
I
there,
got
man.
all-terrain tires
Oh,
on my vehicle.
Brody, thank you. You just reminded me. If you go onto the official Phantasm website, onto the official fan club, you can buy the original theatrical poster for Phantasm 2. Just by itself is $25, and to get it signed by Don Coscarelli, it's only $40 total.
What? That's cheap
Yeah.
as fuck.
Right?
Yo, I'm gonna have to get one.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
pretty.
I'm gonna have to grab
that's
one
pretty
too.
sweet. All right.
Possibility's a gem.
So I feel like this is kind of an easy one because we've already talked about it about a multitude of times. But did the score set the mood?
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
eerie. Very
creepy.
I dig
Creepy.
it.
But did you notice how I said it's very similar? Not exactly, but it's very similar to Tina's theme in Friday the 13th.
A little bit.
It's not super close, but there's a lot of similarities.
Dude,
There's hints of it.
hilarious about that. My brother-in-law was texting me right at the beginning of this fucking episode because he's apparently watching part 7 right now. So he hasn't watched the Fridays in fucking like a decade. So he just borrowed all mine. And he just came to the thing. He's like, dude, I just crushed 5 through 7 this week. He's like, today. He's like, I don't know if these should be watched back to back. I'm like, well, technically you should watch one per year. But I'm like, you could do it our method, at least one per month. And it's not so bad. Because he's like, I don't know if I even watched the 7th one. He goes, but they got fucking telekinesis in this bitch. I'm like, oh yeah, bro. I'm like, I should just send him the link to last week's episode. Be like, here, we got it all in that.
We got
Yeah, here you go. Talk about it.
Fucking
Just tell him wait till he gets to 8 when Jason literally just fucking teleports.
Jason takes a boat ride. All right. Best song. Well, I guess we
The
go
one
on
on
the
the
porch
porch.
song because it's the
Porch
only
song.
one I.
I'm gonna say the almost disco version of the main theme that plays in the
Oh,
bar.
dude, it's
Okay.
so bad, Chad.
No, I love it though.
It is bad. Though.
It's
All right.
so bad.
It's like if you ever heard the disco version of the Star Wars theme.
Yes.
It's like on that level.
It's so
or the Dick
bad.
Cheese or the Dick Cheese version of it, which I also enjoy.
I fucking love Richard Cheese.
Fucking right, dude. Dick Cheese is fucking awesome. All right. So, favorite character is just
Reggie.
Tall Man across the
Reggie.
board.
Reggie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Reggie.
I'm going Tall
Reggie
Man.
front and forward.
Really?
I do love Tall Man, but Reggie, I don't know, man. It's Reggie and Tall Man. It's the two of them. I'm going to.
Yeah. It's
Once again, I
valid.
haven't seen sequels, so Reggie didn't really come off as like that suave debonair dude that I know he turns into in the old one or the newer.
I don't know if I would say he's suave, but he's trying.
Suave in the Ash
I would
style of
probably-
suave, dude, like Trailer Park suave.
No. See, Ash could pull the suave. Reggie, it's borderline.
Yeah, but he still like gets putty 50% of the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, but dude, your friend pulls up in an ice cream truck,
A
and
convertible ice cream truck, mind you.
and stuffs a dwarf, like a dead dwarf, who is Tommy. into
No
the back
questions
of the ice
asked. Let's go.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just a good friend.
Reggie's like, I mean, and they'll be
I mean, if a friend calls you up and be like, yo, man, can you help me bury something? You're like, yeah, dude, you need a shovel? Like, that's all you need to ask. Unless they're asking for money, then you're like, really? Well, what's...
No,
Yeah.
hit me.
No.
Hit me.
Hit you?
Yeah.
Hit you?
All right. So, was it scary?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Still
I
is.
say no. I don't
because you don't know where the tall man is. Yes, you never will know where the tall man ever was.
know. All right. Does it hold up today?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, the use of the R word aside.
Yeah, that's with the times. I feel like there was worse words in shit. What the hell did you just mention earlier today? Monster Squad.
Oh yeah, Moscow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like,
But that was
a decade
accurate.
later.
That was accurate for kids of that time, though. We
I
don't talk
know.
about that then.
Yeah.
Like I
No
said, we
one-
played a game called Smear the Q.
The hard.
I don't
Come
want
on,
to say
dude.
the word.
No, you
Again.
don't. We don't need to get booted. All right. So let's see. Da-da-da-da. All right. Acting. It was all right.
Mid.
Some of it was
Mid.
good.
It was what it needed to be.
Yeah.
Everybody did what they needed.
Except for the granddaughter. She was terrible.
She was a F. Everybody else was like a C.
Honestly, the grandma had the best role ever. Just sit there. She could have been asleep the whole time, and nobody
And then
would have
she-
fucking
And then she,
known, dude.
and then she laughed after he left because she got his money anyway and didn't do
Right.
a goddamn thing.
She's like, bitch.
And then the money disappears.
Fucking A. She's got to buy all. She's got them candles cost money, man. And when you're
Well,
lighting them
wheelchairs,
150 at a time, Jesus Christ! All right, did we enjoy the cinematography?
Yeah, it was actually really well
Yeah,
done. 'cause
it was good.
we talked about how great the lighting
Yeah,
was.
lighting was solid.
Most
shots
natural
were good.
lighting.
Well, the light into black is like all those scenes. If you watch them, everywhere they're washing them away, it's light into black. complete black.
Brody.
No,
Jesus,
sorry.
Brody.
All right.
So
So,
far out of my ass, morbid. Dude,
did we like the premise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
You know what? The premise is cool because it's weird. It's original. It's wonky. It's out of this world.
Literally.
I'm not gonna lie though. When I was a kid, I thought it was Mars.
I thought it was Mars too.
I
think I
never realized it was dimensional until like obviously. I think it was just because it was like the whole red thing, and for some reason, like every kid was obsessed with Mars. I blame Total Recall on that, honestly.
I agree with that.
Even though this came out well before Total Recall.
Get your ass to Mars.
Right.
Get your ass to Mars. Get your
All
ass
right.
to Mars.
Was the climax satisfying?
Okay, and I'm just gonna say, if just judging by this movie and none of the sequels, no.
No.
Nope.
Agreed. Yes, no.
and I agree as well. And this is
All
why the franchise went forward.
Yes, that's fair. All right, so recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
Rewind. I don't want to reboot because they're not going to make it.
Well, they
It's
couldn't.
not
You
gonna-
can't reboot it because Angus is gone.
The only thing you could do is remake it, and that never works out right.
No.
Because who are you gonna replace the tall man with?
You need to find someone who is.
It would have to be somebody that you don't know. You know what I mean? They would want a well-known actor, but it's like, no, man, you need a no name for that
But
shit.
you would need someone who can literally have, like him, a straight face, but can be very menacing just looking at you. Not in a.
Well, you know,
Tony
did you
Robbins
say
thing.
Not in a
Did you-
way.
Did you
The
talk about how he
Undertaker.
got this role,
What? No.
Chad? You didn't talk about in how. Okay, so
Oh,
Don
this is a
Don
great
and
story.
Angus had worked previously on a film before this, and the reason that Don hired Angus for this role was because Angus looked at a kid on set of the previous movie that they fucking worked on and made the kid cry just by looking at him and raising an eyebrow.
I mean, he definitely does have that, like, Mother Tremere stare, dude.
And
That's just
Angus agreed to do this movie because when he was told he'd be playing an alien, he thought like an illegal alien, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's
What a
what
way
his-
different fucking
his
story
His
that would be.
response was great. What country am I from?
Fuck
I'm like,
yeah, bro.
no.
Yes,
He
Corey.
said
the tall
illegal.
man is legend.
He thought alien. He said illegal alien signed up.
I love how the origin of that line.
Dude, that's
came
a great
from
movie clip.
Fuck it in. All right, so I'm not gonna recycle this, dude, because I know like what this movie accomplished, especially for like the one dude doing by itself. So I'm gonna like, I'd probably watch it again, but it's not gonna be for a while. I would say
Fair.
that.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna rewind, and with the correct casting, I would say reboot or remake. Remake.
But it has to be done. It has to be.
But
so-
it has to be
just
done
right.
correctly.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm with you on that.
If the,
As
'cause
long
honestly,
as
I'll say,
A24 doesn't touch it, I'd be like, all right, cool.
Because I
Anybody
will
with
say-
A24.
Or
And
Blumhouse.
I-
I don't want Blumhouse.
Or
either.
yeah, no Blumhouse either.
I will say that
This-
if this was ever to be rebooted or remade, if Tall Man is not 100% not what we all definitely want to see, which is what we have seen here, but or at least close to it, not worth watching. It can't be something different like that because it's.
But could
just
you
too
imagine
iconic.
if you close your eyes and you picture clean shaven Undertaker, the wrestler, the Undertaker, with the hair
Ooh.
white? I think Mark could definitely pull it
That's what
off
I'm thinking.
Oh, God,
He
you're
actually, ooh,
getting me.
because he really doesn't have to talk.
no.
You just got to stand there and look menacing.
You have to say boy every like
But-
once in a fucking
But now
boy.
wait, here's my issue with Undertaker then. Angus,
He can act.
Look,
No. It's not the acting. The problem
Oh.
is with his facial expressions. Undertaker's going to look mean the whole time. Tall Man doesn't look mean the whole time. He looks menacing,
Creepy?
but he creepy. It's got to be creepy. It can't be
it's normal.
angry
I don't know.
all
He
the time.
he kind of looked angry all the time too.
No,
But-
he had the normal mouth. This is the
He
straight
also
part.
had a. But when he would smile, well, all right. Now I'm talking.
Wait a minute, what if
but
we
whatever.
go,
When
like-
he would
what if we go-
smile? It was creepy.
What if we go different style tall man? What if we go more slender, tall style, man?
Fuck off, dude. No way.
No. Listen, I'm not talking character wise. I'm talking body.
Actor-wise?
Yeah, like think of like if Doug Jones himself played the tall man.
Ooh. Now that's
Right, like you got, like I'm thinking, like tall, lanky things that just make you feel very uncomfortable. Like that would be a tall man.
How tall is Doug Jones?
I'll look it up.
he's about 6'3", 6'4". Because when I met him, I was tall.
Maybe he's just super
He's
fucking
6'4".
6'4".
Okay, so I think that could
Oh,
work.
wow.
I think
He
that could
would
work.
Definitely work. Now that I'm looking at him, it could work. Not that
Like
they would ever remake
he's-
this, but
I feel like Angus Grimm's because he's got that such big chin, like he feels a little bit beefier. But I don't know, man. I mean,
I'd be angry if they remade this movie. I would. It's like the Crow remake that's in the works. Like,
Well, nothing's in the works right now.
yeah.
yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in our nerd news.
But
Yes.
there's no way you can remake this movie.
You know,
It's
I gotta
great.
watch that. I saw Brody's thing here. Doug Jones worked with that. I've heard so many things about John Dies at the End, or at least heard about it, but I've never watched it.
Guess how the movie
Have
ends.
you ever heard?
I
Dude, it's
wonder.
great. It's a great film.
Remember
All
seeing
right.
a Netflix
Did everybody
version.
pick?
I think
Yeah.
so. I think we're time to rate
Yes.
this bitch.
All right, let's rate.
Brody starts off with a 3.2. Chad Daddy, what we got?
We'll give it a solid 4.
All right. Bob?
I'm actually going to give it a 4.1.
1. Dean?
4.8 for me. It's one of my favorites.
Scubas?
4.5.
4.5. Now I'm giving it a 2.7.
Right. That's fair.
Hey man, like I said, if this movie didn't have sequels that like pulled it together, it would be just a one-off, like meh for
Yeah.
me. But
Which is understandable. Completely understandable.
yeah, I don't know. Just didn't do my bag, but that's all right. So we got divided by 6 this week. That is a 3.9er
All right.
for
Yeah, that's
1979's
That's fair.
Phantasm. What did Brody say? 3.8? So it is a 3.88. He was pretty damn fucking close.
He was right there.
All righty. Chad Daddy, what are we doing next week, homie?
I'm sorry. Phantasm was a Bobby pick. Sorry. Scoobs has a pick next week. Scout's
Wow.
Guide to the Apocalypse. I know nothing of the movie.
That
Wait,
is
I've never seen
on
it. I've never
Hulu
seen it.
last I
Never
think I
seen it.
checked,
I
right?
forgot I picked that movie.
I
Brody said 3.2.
Oh, 3 point. Okay, wow, sorry. Scout's Guide is on Amazon, Google, Apple, all for rent. Yes.
I didn't realize
that
this
came
was
out
my
in
pick. I swear to God.
2015.
Yeah, I thought this was Steve's pick.
You know, this is one that I
I thought
always
it was my
wanted to
pick,
watch. And
Never seen this movie next week, so I'm excited. You said it's on Hulu?
it was. It's not anymore. It's on Amazon, Google. It's gonna be for rent. Redbox.
okay.
It's everywhere though.
Okay, so I got
But you know what? We have a young Patrick Schwarzenegger in this movie, so
Oh. I'm not
Right.
like my father, but I can do it.
that's right. He's got the chin. He's got the face.
He does.
Job.
All right, we are at an hour 58, homies. Is there anything nerdy? I don't personally have anything this week.
The
but
only
you
thing
guys do?
nerdy is nothing because the Screen Actors Guild went on strike now, so everything completely stopped production.
Yeah, there's
There's
your nerd
nothing going-
news.
And that's
Yeah.
bullshit. And it sucks because we just got the
Right.
sweet pictures of Hugh Jackman in the Wolverine costume from Deadpool
Bro.
3.
Well, we got all the Mortal
That one-
Kombat news.
That one's
Right.
coming. Chad, that
running-
one's coming.
So
Well,
much.
yeah,
coming,
but
but
the production
it's-
stopped. They had to stop
No,
working
they
on it.
didn't stop it.
Yes, they
Like,
did.
Yes, they did. Everything
They
They
stopped.
have to.
Deadpool 3 was the
Everything
first
is all
one they
stopped.
announced.
The
That's
only
right.
thing that is still in production right now is that Jesus TV show that's on. That's the only thing that SAG
Really?
gave permission. Yeah, it's the only thing that they gave permission to continue working on was that Jesus show called The Chosen
shit.
One or some shit like that. Yeah, that is the only thing allowed to continue making
And I
episodes and continue filming.
and from what I heard, the Alien TV series that they're making for Hulu is going to go on regardless. I believe they said that if the strike is still going on, they'll just go with non-union actors. Which is that filming. If it's filming outside of the United States, they can do that.
Yeah, but then how's? Oh,
I'm
because
telling
union
you,
actors. fuck.
Deadpool?
I was like, God damn it, Mortal Kombat's outside. That's in fucking New Zealand.
Yeah,
What the
but they're
fuck,
union
dude?
actors, yeah.
I know.
And
God
also,
damn
they
it.
did drop that
What?
they got a director for the live-action Gargoyles movie that is coming out,
Oh god, gargoyles.
which I'm stoked for. And I hope they don't fuck it up because that's literally my favorite Disney cartoon.
live action.
Bruh.
I don't know. That's gonna.
I'd
be
almost
fun.
rather have animated, dude.
Well, I mean, of course, the Gargoyles will be, computer animated.
No, I know, but like,
You
there's just
can't-
some things I feel that it just in the art form of animation, it's just so much better, and it will only be like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it has to go crazy art style or anything, but
I still think this should have came out in the 90s, like when the Ninja Turtles did, and come out that style of film with that kind of like
oh, that would
Short-
have been.
suits
like
and
short
shit.
lines.
That would've
Batman,
been dope.
like
Yeah.
dude. Man,
I don't know. I never got into gargoyles, so I have nothing.
Oh, Chad,
Well-
you're a loser.
I liked
Well-
it, but I don't remember tons of it, dude. I was, I remember more of like Darkwing Duck and shit like that.
Hell yeah.
Darkwing is like crucial.
Darkwing Duck. All right.
Get-
So yeah, SAG, no movie shit's happening right now.
Yeah. So
It's
we
kinda
ain't got no
sad.
nerd news for you.
But games are still going on, man, and games are coming out aplenty. So I
yeah.
did check out. I can talk this. I did check out this new game. It's called Exo Primal. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it is a squad-based 5-player v5-player game where you fight just fucking hordes of dinosaurs, and it's awesome.
Oh shit.
So it's each exosuit. There's like 3 different classes. So there's like assault, heavy, and fucking support. So there's your medics, there's your aerial, there's your fucking melee motherfuckers.
I'm not a fan of games where you fight hordes of things. Like I have that Aliens Fireteam Elite game, and it
Okay.
sucks.
So yes, that game does suck ass, and I tried it, and I was like, man, I
It's-
love Aliens, but
It's so
this is just got
repetitive and boring. It's yeah.
yeah. It's like, man, it's like when you love spaghetti, but then somebody just took a dump on it. You're like, well, fuck me, dude.
Yes.
Like now I can't eat this. Like, god damn it. But this game, there's a PvE and a PvP, right? So like the PvP, you're fighting against this other team, and it's kind of cool because like if you're losing, the computer pretty much shits on you. It's like, wow, you are really far behind the other squad, and it's like, fuck off, dude. It's like I'm trying my best. So you get to the end of it, and then you actually have to fight the other team in like multiplayer battle, dude. It's kind of fucking cool, and you can like change the armor and setups on the fly and shit like that. So if you're like, yo, fuck this shit ain't working for me, you can drop that out and drop right into a new one. But no, you homies don't have the Xbox. It's on Game Pass, but I feel like it came out on everything. I'm not entirely sure though.
I steal my games. No,
That's fair.
Oh, another thing to mention: Limited Run Games just released over the weekend that they are releasing a compilation of all the old Jurassic Park games.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Have you ever watched people play those games? Or I know Chad and I have played those games. Nintendo
Was-
onward.
Now, was the Super Nintendo? Wasn't the Super Nintendo and the Genesis ones completely different?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
and-
I had Super Nintendo, so I never got to enjoy the Genesis.
The Genesis was more of a side-scrolling action type game than the Super
Mm-hmm.
NES one.
Yeah, the Super NES one was weird because it was like top down, but then it was also first person. And it was
But
like,
yeah.
what the fuck, dude?
you have to think about the NES version, which is even worse.
I don't think
Well,
I
yeah.
even enjoyed that one. But you know what I did have? I had the Tiger Electronics fucking version.
Oh
That
my
motherfucker
god.
rode the bus with me for years, dude.
So check this out. This is like the greatest fucking scheme of all. Those Tiger Electron. You have to watch the video. Dude, I'm
I
going
love
off
them
the
shits,
rant.
dude.
So basically, it's just a screen print. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys know. Maybe you
Yeah,
don't.
absolutely.
And it doesn't matter what you do. You never end again.
No.
I never.
Dude,
I
I had so many of them shits too as a kid, man. It was ridiculous.
I never got into them. Yeah.
You might have been I was at that perfect age demographic, dude. So that shit hit me where I was like, yo, man, I had a Jurassic Park one. I had an X-Men one. I had a fucking Mortal Kombat one.
I had the
And I
X-Men
was just
one.
like, dude, fucking yeah, man. You'd be beast up in the corner,
Yeah.
dude. And then you'd like turn over and you're Wolverine. You're like, slash attack. You're like,
Okay, I did have one that was like that. This probably would have predated the Tiger Electronics like that. And I'm sure it's long gone, but it was a fucking real Ghostbusters one.
fuck yeah, dude. So Do you remember like when Tiger Electronics came out with their like VR eye thing?
Yeah,
I fucking had that shit, dude. It was weird as fuck. It had a full controller that like connected to it. It ran off like 6 AA batteries. You had to go hide in a fucking closet and be a little fucking gremlin just for it to like work properly so you could see it right. So you'd scare your mom half the fucking time.
I
Playing
can't
SG3,
get
like
video games at this point because, like, I don't know, Mortal Kombat like kind of destroyed my life. What? Well, because like you had a 3-button controller, you go play it in the arcade. It was a 5-button.
Yeah, that's why they came out with the 6-button controller for the Genesis.
Correct.
Right.
And so
once again, I didn't have Genesis. I had Super Nintendo, which had all the buttons that you needed. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, but Super Nintendo, the triggers went on top.
Yeah, I know. But, that's wherever all the triggers have been for the last 30 years, so it's worked out.
So you're a Super Nintendo guy.
I've always been a Nintendo dude.
What's the best?
Well, yeah.
Best game for what? Super Nintendo?
Yeah, good.
I don't know, man. There's like 1,000 of them.
I'll prove you wrong.
Okay. Batman Returns, dude.
Oh,
Mario Kart.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's
Mario Kart didn't get good until it hit 64.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And Nintendo
Mario Kart
64, that's
64
when it was better.
goated.
Like that's the definitive Mario Kart.
I remember renting Mario Kart and Donkey Kong Country from the same week in Blockbuster, and I barely played Mario Kart because I tried it like twice. I was like, man.
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country, though, I was like, oh my god, these
Donkey Kong
graphics
Country
are
is the best.
fantastic. It looks like a real gorilla.
Right? It was so revolutionary back then.
I think it's
Fuck yeah,
fun.
man. And Cranky Kong, dude. He's fucking awesome.
All right.
But, all right, boys, I think we're going to wrap this shit up. We're at 2 hours.
Very
So-
nice meeting you all.
Thank you.
Gene.
Thank
It was
you.
nice
for
having you,
joining
Gene. It
us.
was a pleasure.
Next week, remember Scout's Guide to the Apocalypse, right?
Yes.
Apocalypse, all right. Chad Daddy, you want to start us off?
I'd be glad to. This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy saying, see you next week, bitches.
This is your Killing Machine, Bobby Amone, saying, let's go scouting next week, people.
Hell yeah. Gene?
Gino.
All right, so I'm just Gene. So
Just
really appreciative of this movie and you guys' love for it.
Hey, man, thank you for going. Thank you for joining us, man. We're glad to have you.
yeah,
on.
anytime you want to hop in on any movies, be my guest, dude.
All right. Scubas?
As always, I'm your host with the ghost, the prince of the paranormal, the duke of the dead, the ghost daddy, Lord Scuba Cabra, saying, Scout's honor, this movie doesn't suck.
Thank you.
And I'm your Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying adios, Gorehounds, and remember, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Angus Scrim's dick.
My penis.